Stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Why, hello everybody, it's Tuesday, and it's me, and I'm Minx, and there's Great Cloud.
What's up?
And here we go, and we're off mute, and so that's good. I fucking did it. I'm so goddamn tired. And Great Cloud and I are joined with, which one? I don't know. What is it?
Joined by.
Oh, okay, there we go. Joined by KJ, our newest on-air person. Hi, KJ.
Hello again, Minx.
This is your third show now?
Yeah.
How do you like it?
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's growing on me.
Oh, good. Wait till you start dreaming about doing this.
Oh, I have to wait. Uh-oh.
Well, no, like I've had dreams where I'm like, oh, hey, I think I'm broadcasting, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, apparently I'm not. Fuck.
Melatonin.
What?
Melatonin.
Right? God, I need something to help me sleep. I don't fucking know. So yeah. So how have you been, Great Cloud? I haven't talked to you in a minute.
I'm good. Work is rolling right along, and getting this program off the ground's been a pain in the ass. But my boss doesn't want me to make waves. He wants to see stuff in writing first before I start executing mission. But I'm not here to be nice to people or be their friends. I'm here to fucking get a mission done.
Yeah. No, definitely.
So we'll see how it goes. Other than that, my house is empty, and that's about it.
Your house is empty?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the CEO is halfway across the country now.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So it's an empty house. So it's bachelor pad central with my air mattress, my two plates, my 2 bowls, my 4 spoons, my beer mugs, and my whiskey glass.
You have the importance.
Right?
That's right.
Oh my god. That's crazy. Like, shit, I wouldn't even know what to do with all that just empty space everywhere.
Well, I'll be downsizing at the end of the month, so that's the important part. Right now, my commute is about 50 miles one way.
Oh, dude, fuck that.
So now that she's moved out and on to bigger and better things, I'll be moving closer to my locale, and I'll have go from a 50-mile commute one way to approximately a 15-mile commute.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, in my area, that's it'll save me so much stress.
I bet. Dude, my daily commute is 20 minutes total, like 10 minutes to work and 10 minutes home.
I don't want to hear
it. And there's no freeways.
Yeah, it was 90 minutes home tonight.
Ew.
Can I trade? Mine is usually an hour and a half to work.
Now in going in, it's easy because there's like no traffic because I leave at like dark 30, and so I can make it in like 50 minutes from door to door. And that's with that's good traffic and all, but coming home is a fucking crapshoot. So usually I try to wait until after 1700 before I roll out.
Yeah.
But like nights tonight, I try to leave between around 1600, 1630, so I can be home in time to set up and be ready to rock and roll for the show. But if I'm not out of my office by 1500,
Yeah.
it's gonna suck.
Ew.
Yeah, it's not healthy.
I mean, like, technically, you know, okay, so, like, I'm working, what is it, 12, 13-hour shifts now on Tuesdays. And so, like, even though I leave work, you know, during, quote, rush hour time to go home, I still made it home in 10 minutes, maybe.
Blah, blah, blah.
Suck a dick.
That's your job.
Freaking, that's what my doc says when I tell him that. Oh, he and I kind of cussed each other out today.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah. Well, okay. So we had this really long case today, which really it was scheduled for 4 hours ish. It had the potential of taking anywhere from 2 to 10 plus.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So that it only took 5. But yeah. So we pretty much patient came in complaining of post total knee pain, and we're like, okay, well, something's not right here because it shouldn't fucking hurt. After all, everything in there is fucking new, so it shouldn't fucking hurt. And so the doc was like, okay, so we're gonna fix it. Either we're just gonna replace this one part, in which case it will be done in a matter of minutes, or we're gotta replace the whole thing, which then takes hours. And yeah, so that we ended up doing the latter of that. So yeah,
That does not sound like any fun.
it was well, and it's not like I'm walking around or even able to sit during the entire time. Like, I'm literally standing in one spot, not moving.
Oh, that sucks.
The entire time. So my feet fucking kill me, right? So I really need to talk to my other doc, like my podiatrist, and be like, hey, hook me up.
I need things.
Right? I need things. If you could be ever so kind. But yeah. Yeah, and so I got to work at 5 this morning, and I left around 5. I clocked out at 5:30 this evening.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was a long fucking day for 2 cases. It was a long day, and I didn't get to eat lunch. So, I got home, and Ghost was like, hey, and I'm just like, nah.
No.
Oh my god, yeah, no, I was like a demon. I was like, so I ate. So, I'm feeling a lot better now because, I'm no longer hangry. I'm just tired. Yeah, no, dude, oh my god, I get hangry like a motherfucker.
Word of an emotional state.
It
Angry.
is. It's so bad. Well, it has the potential to get really bad. If I'm at work, I have to try to control that shit because it's deemed unprofessional in some cultures, like in the workplace.
Couldn't imagine why.
Right? If you get hangry. It's tend to be frowned upon if you snap at people.
What? No way.
Allegedly. That's what they say.
Allegedly.
I don't know. So yeah, so I get home and so this is my face, everybody. I did not do anything fun with it. I showered this morning and then I threw my hair up in a bun and this is what it looks like. So
Hashtag I woke up like this.
yeah, no, hashtag I woke up like this, hashtag this is me after work, hashtag I don't care. No fucks given right now on my appearance, which, you know, I probably should, but meh. Fuck it. But yeah. So that was my day. I got hungry.
Spent
my
all day
God.
working on my golf stroke today. It was nice.
Oh, awesome.
I know what that's like
I don't.
when I have time for it.
Okay, so I have a question. Because I don't understand how it is categorized like this. Why is golf a sport?
Golf has all right. So if you ignore like Jack Nicklaus and all the old guys that just like drank beer and ate fried chicken all the time, there's and I'm a poor example because I'm a fat fuck myself.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of your core, your stomach, a lot of motion and movement and swinging. There's a lot of like a lot of personal trainers that encourage the whole yoga and tai chi and all that jazz into it, as well as
Interesting.
strength building. Because man, just being on a course for 18 holes in the hot sun, 96, 100 degrees, you're
Yep.
losing a lot of water, and you know your muscles start to degrade after a while.
See, like, I think, like, you know, I hear sport or, you know,
Sport?
sports, you know, I think, I don't know, contact of some sort. Apparently I'm wrong, though.
I can't go shoot 12-year-olds in the face today with BB guns, so you know I just decided I'll go swing other little balls around and see what happens. Nothing good came of it.
I mean, you know, like, even fucking baseball has contact in it. I mean, you know, it's highly, like, you know, discouraged, but they do. Fucking people get into fights all the time in baseball. There you go. Contact. It's a contact sport.
It's not a contact
But
sport.
it is. Golf is not a contact sport. Ergo, Latin, I don't think it should be categorized as a sport.
Tomato, tomato.
Potato, a dildo. Great Clark. You know where that's from.
Yes, I do.
He's my archer buddy.
Phrasing.
Yeah, right? Yes, exactly. Are we wait, no. We need to have a serious discussion. Are we going to bring phrasing back? Like, are we going to make it a thing again?
Sorry, I was just thinking about Whore Island.
Did you guys see the new trailer for the next season of Archer?
No. Oh, wait, the Kingsman?
Oh my god.
Oh, it
that's
was
great.
so good. There's a secret room back here. It wasn't guarded at all. I just kind of went in. I challenge you to a drinking contest. The bottle's gone. Woo!
Yes, Stefan won. Sports. Slap, pull, observe, release, tap, squeeze.
Yeah, no, you know, that too.
It's important sports for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's something I wanted to bring up today.
Oh, go on.
Segue into a couple of different places. I saw this a lot of banter in the main page from something we posted. The context behind the original post that we set up was somebody getting smoked and being fed an IV for receiving a DUI.
Uh-huh.
And the comments were on that post itself ranged very, very far from what happened in, you know, correcting soldiers and remolding them into bringing them into the fold, you know, to put them back on the straight and narrow and making them a good soldier again, to the zero tolerance, zero defect army that everybody apparently wants and booting that soldier right the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And then the comments in between were, you don't know his situation and it doesn't matter. He broke the rules and blah, 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 blah. So my question on this is, and I'd like to see some comments in Facebook Live and Mixer on it. a DUI is bad. Okay,
Yes.
understand that. And only in the military is it this huge fucking taboo on, like, that's the worst ever thing that could fucking happen. Like, you have DUI. You have no reason being in the military if you get this DUI. And society looks at it. If you look at the current way the judicial process is and how the fines are assessed, it is a pretty hefty thing. And that's because at one point in time, it was out of control. Drinking and driving, that is, as a whole. Now, let's take the current issues on the road of distracted driving.
Go on.
So some statistics show that at 55 miles an hour, the average text, if you pull your eyes away from the road, you'll travel 100 yards. Okay, that's the length of a football field in 5 seconds, right? Some statistics from NHTSA, National Highway Transportation Safety Authority, states that at 55 miles an hour, it's like driving the length of a football field with your eyes closed. If you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds. Now, here's the question I pose. And I doing some extra reading today. There's one state where texting or distracted driving, i.e. texting and driving, talking on your cell phone or driving, where the fine exceeds that of a DUI, and that's Alaska. The fine for, I need to do some more research on it before I start tonight, but the fine is $10,000.
Holy shit.
For texting and driving or distracted driving in Alaska, whereas a DUI charge fine is $1,500. Now, here's the question I really want to pose to everybody is, what is actually worse? Not from a moral standpoint and or, you only consume the alcohol and you got behind the wheel. Think about it. Got it. Subject A consumed alcohol and is now behind the wheel, gets in trouble. Got it. Subject B is driving down the road, picks up his phone, texts, and is distracted and causes an accident. Okay. Subject A gets pulled over without an accident, and yet his fine and penalties are going to be much stiffer and harsher than subject B, who caused the accident while texting and driving. So why is there the big discrepancy, not only in the law, but the way people look at it?
Well, all right. I'm a law student. We look at this intensely right now. And in my state, I'm in Tennessee, and it's punishable by a fine up to $50 plus court costs.
That's it?
That's it. And
texting and driving.
Texting and driving. That's not DUI. But the harsh reality is that technology is moving so fast. Like texting and driving, and it's just for the act of texting, the actual moving the thumb across the screen and zapping a text message. But if you do talk to text, which I'm notorious for, I send talk to text all the time to everybody, when I'm just sitting in my office or something. If I did that while driving, that's not punishable under the courts. And there have been court cases where that's been, nope, you're good to go. There's no standard yet on a state level, because this falls under state level laws. There's no standard. And Alaska would only have it so high, I would imagine, because of the natural terrain. I mean, look at driving in that state. And I'm not from Alaska, so if anyone from Alaska wants to jump in, please let me know. But during winter in Alaska, yeah, text and drive, see what happens. It's the courts not being able to keep up with modern and the old things of DUI. That's why some states treat it like a DUI and then charge you with a DUI. Until there's a stability of technology stopping at a certain point, which there won't be for a while, the courts won't ever catch up. The legal system won't ever catch up. It'll be a constant, oh shit, this is happening. And then there'll be a new way around it. Like New York and Bluetooth.
I understand that. So, hey, again, my issue is not with the hands-free. Okay? People use hands-free, and I would rather see that than people. I see it all the time on the Beltway. Okay? Mm-hmm. You see it all the time. People talking on their phone, using handheld device to talk on their phone. People fucking reading their texts. People doing other shit, holding the phone in their hand. And again, it goes back to my question is, if that person causes an accident and fucking kills somebody, that punishment won't be near the level of somebody if they were drinking and driving and cause the same accident with the same fatality.
If I was a district attorney, I'd still hit him with vehicular manslaughter. You know, it would nonetheless, a person died. So if that person died, be it from the person hitting them being under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or just texting, that's actually, I know that has happened, where they've been hit with vehicular manslaughter and been sentenced to prison or parole, prison or probation. There we go, proper terms. But unless it was intentional, then it'd be murder. But manslaughter charge is a manslaughter charge, brother. And most DAs are pretty. They're more willing to give out a manslaughter than they are a murder, because a manslaughter shows that you didn't have intent. And since you're looking at your phone, texting, driving, you hit a mother walking across a crosswalk. The intent wasn't to kill her. The intent was to stop or drive, and you said, "Screw that! I'm gonna check my phone."
Right. So here again, it goes back to that question: why isn't the penalties or the harshness being brought down on distracted driving like it is for DUI? That's imposing.
Ooh.
I think they're starting to do that because, if you think about it, back when drinking and driving was heavily prevalent and, shit was going on all the time, we were seeing a lot of, don't drink and drive ads everywhere. Either, newspapers, billboards, TV, radio, everywhere. I've started to see more, don't text and drive stuff pop up now, especially all over fucking Facebook. There's all these videos of a teenager texting, then next thing you know, oh shit, she's dead, or oh shit, she just killed somebody. And so I think that with the statistics that are coming out now, especially people are doing all these studies and whatnot, all these new statistics and percentages and shit, they're starting to see that this is actually a really prevalent problem. This is an issue. All all these motor vehicle accidents are happening. Why? Because this person was texting and they didn't see the car in front of them had stopped, and they rear-ended that person, which caused a fucking daisy chain or whatever. And then, so I think it's gonna get there, but I agree with KJ. It's gonna take time to get there, but I think it's getting there. As far as penalties and stuff, I completely agree with Alaska. It should be
hefty.
Yeah, it should be a hefty fine. It shouldn't just be $50 and a slap on the wrist. Don't do it again. It should be, no, you fucking don't fucking do it. Breathe into this fucking thing in order to start your car. Or, make sure you fucking turn your phone on airplane mode or whatever. I don't know.
No, so here you go. My HOV violation fine was $150.
Oh, you naughty! It's carpool lane.
Yeah, well, it's carpool lane from fucking 4 to 6:30 or some shit.
Well,
it was a long day. I wasn't paying attention.
You shouldn't have been in the fucking carpool lane.
See, the HOV lane violation is more than the distracted driving violation.
Yeah, that's not right. I don't agree with that.
So, but this leads me to my next point on something that was on our page, on the radio page today, is should the drinking age for soldiers on active duty be lowered to 18?
No.
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
All right, hold on. So because KJ is the new guy, he gets to go first.
All right. Go
Oh,
ahead,
Lord.
Kay. Oh, I'm ready. Let's go.
So they raised the drinking age in the 80s to 21 across the country, and that was in response to massive issues with DUI. And in the military communities, and there, I don't know, I can't quote psychological studies or any of that jazz, but it is a common culture to drink, and that's fine and all. I entered the military when I was of legal age. You know, I wasn't 18 when I entered. I was over 21. I was able to drink right out the bat when I got to my unit. However, I know that whereas I'll sit there and my drink of choice is a Jack and Coke, and I'll sip on that Jack and Coke for an hour or so. My fellow 18-year-olds, when they would get alcohol in the barracks, my fellow infantrymen who were 18, they were consuming those little Heineken kegs at a rate that I could never even conceived of when I was 18. It's part of the culture, but at the same time, you're 18, you're a man, physically you're still growing, but mentally you haven't, you know, you're fresh out of high school, you haven't really come to terms with what the world is, which is shitty. You know, there's consequences to all your actions. You're still in that I'm invincible mode. And you lower it to 18, you get someone that thinks they're fresh out of high school, hot shit, comes to the military, they think they're hot shit and they don't listen when they get put in their place, you know, in whatever shape or form it may be, and they start drinking and they think they're hot shit. That's where you have a guy deciding they want to do air assault out of a barracks room and falls out of the 3-story building and breaks their spine, or God forbid, you know, wants to try out what that lovely video, wants to try airborne right off the second story. Air assault out of a barracks.
Is it
I'm
my
all
turn?
for drinking, but it's smart, man. You got to be smart about it. You can't be stupid.
Is it my turn?
And another thing. No.
Oh, okay. Oh, still going. All right. So I'll wait. It's fine. I'll wait. I've got fucking retorts for all of you. So it's fine. Okay, so first thing, the age of 21, that was deemed necessary and given out by the federal level, and they enticed the states into going with this federal drinking age of 21 because it used to be a state decided age limit for alcohol abuse or alcohol consumption. There we go. But then federal government was like, hey, we'll give you money for your roads if you raise the age limit to what we say. And so slowly, one by one, states started to do it. And I think the last state to actually go to that was Hawaii, because they're like, fuck, we need fucking money to fucking maintain our fucking roads. God damn it. Fine.
The H1 sucks.
Huh?
The H1 sucks.
Yeah. So, they fucking succumb to federal government bribery. So there's that. Two, I think as Americans as a culture abuse alcohol more than, any other culture where the drinking age is not 21. It's not after the child is out of the home, Case in point, fucking Europe. Legal drinking age over there is 16, I think. But even kids as young as 4 are drinking off of their parents' beers or whatever, and nobody fucking gives a shit because parents are teaching their kids, okay, this is how this is how you drink responsibly. So that way when the kid is out of the house, they don't lose their goddamn mind and go ape shit for the first time, oh my god, I can drink now, and then they fucking get stupid drunk. And that's how you end up with alcohol poisoning, and why some people end up fucking dying because of alcohol consumption when they're fucking 20, 21, because they're out of the house and they're able to fucking get it. And they've never been around it before. They've never been allowed to partake in alcohol or consume it at all. So they fucking lose their goddamn mind because this is their first taste of freedom, and now they're going crazy. I fully believe that if you're able to like sign up and give your life in the defense of your country, you are more than able to fucking drink in it. Like that's it, I mean, you know, if we've got fucking 18, 19, 20-year-olds out here downrange, but yet when they come home, sorry, like I know you just got back from Iraq or Afghanistan, but don't you fucking drink that beer, young man. Like, it's unacceptable. Like, that's fucking bullshit. Like, it makes absolutely no sense to me. And then, you know, but then if these said, you know, underage kids go overseas to Korea or Germany or England or Italy or Japan or Spain, the drinking age is not 21. Even on post, it is not 21. It is whatever the legal drinking age is of the host country. So again, you're getting these kids who are fucking 18, 19, 20 who are fucking drinking like overseas. So really like the only people underage who can't drink are this poor bastard stationed CONUS. Or like, you know, in Alaska or Hawaii, since, you know, technically those are OCONUS, but whatever. I digress. So, like, I don't think it should be even up for debate, honestly, because I think it's stupid. I think that Americans glamorize drinking so much in your head growing up that once you are able to actually do it, you fucking live up to this hype that's put out through like TV shows and fucking every single fucking branch of media. Like you look at it and fucking there's always some sort of alcoholic advertisement somewhere. Alcohol is always being portrayed somehow and shoved down people's throats. So there's no, like, why not lower the drinking age so that way these kids can learn how to drink responsibly?
Well, I'm retorting, and I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're
GC,
fine.
I'm retorting. You're proposing, you made the comparison, the United States versus Europe. That's completely true. You're absolutely right there, and I'll concede to that, except for one thing: culture. The biggest issue is society. We have a society that glorifies alcohol, as you just said. We glorify it to a point where there are Bud Light commercials where "get yourself a Bud," or the frickin' frogs, or the horses. I mean, the Budweiser commercials alone at the Super Bowl are worth how much? But I digress. The biggest issue is society, whereas in Europe it is a facet of society, whereas drinking wine, drinking liquor, drinking beer is part of the society, and they have entire holidays about it. Example, Oktoberfest. In the United States, we glorify overconsumption. How do you fight a societal difference like that, where Oktoberfest has all the joys of out, you know, and I haven't been to Germany on Oktoberfest, but there's a lot of alcohol, a lot of beer involved with that.
Oh,
Whereas
there is.
my buddies are still competing to see how many 24 packs each one can consume. You have to first on a societal level, and my buddies and I were all raised the same way. You don't drink 21, blah 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 blah, and we didn't. We drank at 18 before that. I'm going to be saying to my kid, don't drink until you're 21, and more than likely, it's society that's changed. We can't, in the military, yes, they can issue orders, they can, General Mark Miley could say no more drinking until you're 28, which I think was a really cool number for him. Just picked out of the hat there, I think.
Right? Shit. 28. God damn.
So far in the Facebook chat. But he could say no drink until you're 28, which I think is extreme. But then you still got to deal with the issue of checking barracks rooms, and then you got to dish out punishment. You got to change the culture as a whole as to where alcohol becomes acceptable in moderation instead of what we have now, which is overconsumption. That's the real issue: is how do we address overconsumption in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Well, it starts with education first and foremost.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, we teach sex ed in fucking high school. I mean, why aren't we teaching proper consumption of libation in high school? You know, it's a part of everything else. it's bringing, like you said, KJ, it's bringing it into the society and bringing it back to a norm on where it's not glorified, it's not overdone, like at the college level.
Yeah.
Where there's a couple of court cases pending actually right now. So there is an education piece to it. However, from personal experience, I was at a location where the drinking age was 18 on the installation. And that was to encourage soldiers to stay on the base due to proximity of another location. Yeah. So it was at the time, and I was on the base when it changed due to, the rumor is, a brigade commander's daughter was caught in the barracks.
Ooh.
Yeah. Caught, found, discovered, whatever word you want to use. That's the rumor. And that next Monday, policy changed to 21 on base. So to a point, I can understand both sides of the argument. However, as leaders and commanders and NCOs, how do you keep your subordinates safe? One, and two, how do you encourage responsible consumption while not trying to be overbearingly asshole-ish and enforcing prohibition? So I saw that thrown out there too today in the comments on that post. Is somebody said just no drinking for the military period. Well,
yeah, about that.
That ain't happening.
So I think there's a happy medium in there somewhere. I really, really do. Mm-hmm. But it goes back to culture and leadership and education to encourage soldiers to make this happen. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I feel from an Army standpoint, I don't know if they're still around. They seem to have disappeared when I was in the O clubs and the E clubs and the NCO clubs. Okay. If those are on the installation, right, it'll encourage soldiers to stay there. And then you could teach them responsible drinking. You could teach them about enjoying themselves to a certain point. The squad goes out, the platoon goes out, the company goes out, right? So, but I think it's going to take a lot of time, which really sucks. Like any change would take time.
Yeah.
But it could be done.
I don't think I saw that picture, the original one of the kid getting smoked, and for drinking. I think I think that was the kid who got the DUI.
Yeah.
That is something I would do my damnedest to avoid. I completely agree with your O club, E club, NCO club thing. Is having that community behind your back. Like I had a guy in my old unit that he was a drinker. Loved him to death. He was a drinker, but he taught me the finer points of drinking and how to drink in quotation marks. And since then it's I've been able to go to bars and no problem drop $50-$60 on a tab and leave there and be completely calm, cool, and collected in my Uber. You know, it was having someone to mentor you. That is being an NCO or an officer that knows a little bit of his way around the handle. That's invaluable.
Yeah.
Right. And that's, again, it goes back to teaching and to your point, KJ, about the advertisement of alcohol and whatnot, the frogs and all that shit. Advertising is advertising. And there'll always be some cool whiz-bang commercial that comes out for the fucking Super Bowl for the Budweiser. Because let's face it, they are Super Bowl kings usually. But that's an advertisement. They're trying to sell their product. The responsibility lies on the individual to be smart about their consumption. One of my nicer scotches takes me an hour to drink a pour. And a pour is only about 1 to 3 ounces. But I know how to enjoy my scotch.
I got to come over to your house then.
Right.
Some nice stuff, bro.
Hi, Jim Beam.
Hello.
How are you?
All right, I wanted to chime in on this. if you don't
Oh,
mind.
by all means, do.
You said these kids. At what age do you cease to be a kid? At 18 years of age, uh, your parents are no longer responsible for you legally.
Mm-hmm.
Your country. At 18 years of age, you can go down and raise your right hand and say, "I'm here to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic," without someone signing you in. So I have a problem with not allowing an adult to make decisions for themselves. What kind of communist country do we need to live in? To go back with the cell phones, what are you going to do? Start making cars so when you start them up, your phone automatically gets blocked out and it doesn't work? It's all decisions. You're grown. You know, we can't make the world idiot proof.
We just got to make our children smarter than that.
And you know, me personally, I think a person that drinks and drive probably should face still stiffer consequences than somebody who looked at their cell phone and was distracted. It's no difference than having your kids in the back seat and a baby crying, or they start to argue, and you turn around to look and see what's going on, and then you slam the car in front of you because it stopped its brakes because someone in front of them stopped short. You get distracted every day by something. So, you know, I don't know necessarily if laws punishing people unnecessarily is the answer, but that's just my 2 cents worth. But as far as the drinking, like I said, I think if you're old enough to put your life on the line, if you're old enough to live on your own, make your own decisions, be responsible for your own finances, you should be responsible enough to decide if you can drink or not.
Yeah, no, I like where he's coming from. Because I agree.
And I mean, back years ago, there was a lot of states, and you're right about with the national age, but there was a lot of states where you could purchase alcohol. You had to be 21, but at 18 you could purchase beer.
3-2. Yep.
So they did have a little bit of say, well, you know what, you're 18. If you want to buy some beer, sure, but you can't buy the hard stuff until you're older.
Yeah. I know
that would be a good compromise.
I know here in Texas, if you are under the age of 21, if you go out to a bar or whatnot, and your spouse or your guardian, like you have to go to the bar like with your parent or whatever, or if you're 18, 19, 20 and you're married to someone who's of age, as long as that person like claims responsibility for you, the underage person can drink.
And I think I've heard something about that. About there's some states, and don't quote me on this. It's just something that I heard. I don't know where I heard it at, but it's illegal for you to purchase it if you're under 21, but it's not illegal to drink it unless you're under 18.
Yeah, there are some states that have consumption laws versus purchasing laws, but like here where I'm at in Tennessee. It's the easiest way they prevent that headache is black X's. They put black X's on both hands when under 21 goes into a bar, and they just can't drink inside the bar. But I've seen multiple times at house parties and stuff I've gone to a 19 or 20-year-old, grab a beer because they're surrounded by friends and family, and it's a social gathering, which is permitted by law, and have a beer with the friends and family. It's not an easy question, but the whole I never heard of the harder at 21, beer at 18 before. I think that's brilliant. I think that is
that actually there was some states that did that. I know when I came in the Army, I'm gonna date myself here, but hell, we had beer machines in the barracks, just like your Coke machine.
Dude, what the fuck?
I don't even know if you got Coke machines in the barracks now.
Jim, you're killing us. My heart hurts now.
I had them in Japan. They were awesome. Not in the barracks, but like out on the economy.
Beer machines?
No, these were in the barracks, brother. I promise you.
Dude, that's amazing.
And we used to go down to the bars and play pool, or go to the bowling alley and bowl. And I mean, as a young private and E2 POC, it wasn't nothing short of a sergeant or staff sergeant, buying a pitcher of beer or buying your beer and you drinking it. So, you talk about mentoring your soldiers.
Yeah. Okay, so cuffs. Let me just reiterate. Yes, you heard me correctly. If most of the clubs here, I hate using that word because I'm in my 30s and it just sounds weird coming out of my mouth. Shut up. The clubs here in Texas, if you are most of them are 18 and over. Especially here where I'm at, and then, in Austin, because, UT is there, and a lot of the college towns are 18 and over because of college kids, right? Now, if you are between the ages of 18, 19, 20, if you are married to someone who is 21 or over, as long as your spouse says that they claim responsibility for your actions, the underage person can drink. They have to get a sweet little wristband, and they have to take, their matching wristband partner up with them to the bar in order to order anything, because that person has to pay for it. But because they can't physically buy it themselves, but they can consume it. And that's the same if they're not married. Like if a parent takes out their child who is over 18 but not quite 21 to the bar or whatnot, the parent can order them alcohol and the child drinks it.
See, even that,
I just looked it up. She's telling you the truth.
Yeah, yep. As a law, oh God, I hate saying this statement, but in law, I got to side with it, because even though, yes, you can't drink in a social setting with a parent or a guardian or family and friends, as some states put it, the law says 21. And if that person, for example, in what you're saying in that scenario, they go to the bar, they get their 19-year-old or 20-year-old or 18-year-old son, husband, daughter, wife drunk, and they wreck the bar and they call the cops, and you're claiming ownership, you're going to be held just as accountable by the bar in a civil matter, maybe even a criminal matter. So that $50,000 worth of damage done, you're on the hook for, not the drunk underage. If they get hit with an assault charge, you might become an accessory to assault. Mm-hmm. Right. It's one of those. The law says 21, and it sucks. But until it gets rewritten, until we have some proper education, younger, and integration of alcohol at a younger age outside of the military. And then in the military, you have people that are willing to take that extra 2 minutes to say, dude, don't be chugging, Belvedere vodka like it was water. Sip it.
No, you're right, KJ. It goes back to that point about education and, taking that time. So I got two things I want to bring up quick. So Falcon 34 and Mixer chat. That was the mentality when I was in the Bees. A lot of NCOs in my unit, they wanted to make sure soldier was safe, and that exact sentiment. They'd walk through and they'd catch you guys, and that's exactly what they say. Don't fuck it up. Do not leave this room or this floor. And then over in Facebook live chat, where was that? Dave Grosick, I think. I'm gonna fuck that up. I want to know what you're talking about when you say you're wrong. Fed law is fed law, no matter what country you're in.
I was gonna say I'm not wrong.
He's talking about how military installations, like embassies, are extension to U.S. soil, and the federal laws that apply here in country apply there as well as on the. But it's a gray area. There's some things it's like cherry picking.
So, when I was in Japan, the drinking age for Japan is 20. The country drinking age. So the drinking age on post was 20.
I was going to say, my last duty station was Germany. Drinking age in Germany is, 18 for hard liquors or whatever, but for beer and wine it's 16. So legal drinking age on post was 18. Friggin' yeah, and they were getting fucked up too. Good Lord. This one hooker, it was
One hooker.
yeah, no, like legit.
This is gonna be good.
This like brand new fucking private, like, right? I think she was like a PV2, maybe PV fuzzy. I had done her in processing like earlier that week, and then sure as shit, she's drunk as fuck. Like 07 in the morning on a Saturday, and I almost like went up to her and like yelled at her and told her to go to fucking bed. I was like, people are fucking sleeping right now. Shut the fuck up. Like, stop. Control yourself. But you know, whatever. I'm an old bitter woman apparently, according to some.
I like this hooker. That was a great description of her, because I just imagine a street girl walking down Broadway here.
Mm-hmm.
Except an ACU's like tucked up like the Daisy Duke shirt.
Thank you for that description.
Right. But yeah, no, I honestly think that the drinking age should be lowered. At least, I don't know. Maybe it's a popular opinion. Maybe it's not. I don't care. It's my opinion. I think that while, if parents have kids, start introducing your kid to fucking alcohol like when they're 16, and the cool thing to do is go to fucking high school parties where they're gonna fucking drink anyways. So might as well teach them like, okay, this is how, if you want to get drunk, okay, I will get you drunk, and then we can fucking get this phase out of you quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because I'm pretty sure, I know the first time that I ever got super drunk and sick drunk, I didn't drink for months after that. I was like, no, I don't want it. So, but start introducing, your teenagers to fucking alcohol before their friends introduce them to it. Like, oh, drink this, it'll get you fucked up. It's awesome,
Is this absinthe?
Right? Oh, God, dude. I love absinthe, but fuck my life. Dude.
So, Dodrick, no, Mixer chat. It can be written into the SOFA, if I remember correctly. It's usually an agreement between, it's in the SOFA. When I was in Japan, and there was a Liberty incident executed by some sailors, the ambassador through the State Department was asked to put out a new curfew policy and drinking policy that restricted us while I was there. It was not pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Damn sailors. Always drinking up on Liberty.
Right.
Just like those damn soldiers always drinking up on post.
But yeah, no, oh my God, no. Like you said, absinthe, and I kind of got excited. But at the same time, I love absinthe. Ugh. But the last time I had it was in Germany, and they did it right too, where it dripped over the sugar cube for and it, oh God, it was so good too. It took 10-15 minutes to get my goddamn drink, but it was worth it, and it fucked me up. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. I don't really remember what happened. That night became super blurry after, and I only had one too. I do remember I was super happy and just loved everybody though. I really want to see
Minx from Eurotrip.
Oh my God. I
hope they loved you back.
Probably. But no, I was really excited because I really wanted to see, the Green Fairy. That's what they always say. You drink absinthe, you're going to see the Green Fairy. That's what Moulin Rouge put out. And I keep trying to see this goddamn Green Fairy, and I haven't seen it yet. And I'm upset.
Lordy.
What is absinthe? Oh, Lordy. It's, let's see how to put it. And I hate black licorice. I do, but that's what it tastes like. It's like this black. It's this green alcohol, and it's got wormwood in it. And depending on which type of wormwood they use, I always get them confused. There's this northern wormwood and a southern wormwood, and only one of them makes you hallucinate. And I know that the one that makes you hallucinate is not allowed in the United States. So I've been trying to find it.
Well, if it's not allowed in the U.S., I think it's going to be pretty hard to find it.
I mean,
Unless you know a guy.
Technically, you're, it's supposed to be, hard to find a lot of shit in the U.S. and people still find it.
It's because it's awesome. So I hear.
Right? So I'm... But no, I really want the absinthe that's going to make me just trip balls. Like, that's what I want.
So, all right. So let me ask this last, why everybody's on the call here, Beam and KJ.
Oh, he just left.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, is this something that we should look at as a cultural issue and try and change from the ground up to get the policy changed? Or is it an issue that we should just try to nix and keep it at 21 and go forward?
Oh God. Keep the 21 for now, and you have to take time, and as time moves up forward, there's that magic 4-letter word, time. As time moves forward, then you can start lowering it. Once culturally, alcohol is not viewed as this, oh, hey, let's get fucked up sort of thing, and more of a, hey, I just want to have a nice red with my steak. It's till we start treating it just like what it is, which is pretty much
just a drink.
It's a drink. It's a drink that alters your mood. There you go. That's it. It'll make you happy. It'll make you sad. It'll make you feel funny. It'll make you see green fairies or green weenies, depending on what you're looking for. And
Well played.
There you go. Bravo, sir. Bravo. Quite.
Educate the masses, and then the masses can partake. Let them eat cake after they're smart.
Right. I think it's a cultural issue. I think especially, I fucking hate doing this, but especially with how Hollywood and the media glamorizes alcohol and glamorizes, going out and just getting fucked up and like, oh, you're gonna look awesome if you just, vomit all over yourself, which, or piss all over yourself. Like, you're gonna look hot. Like, the guy's totally gonna want to talk to you after that. He's not. I'm just throwing that out there. He's not gonna. Same, like, vice versa. She's not gonna talk to you if you're covered in vomit or piss or, decide to show off because you're craving attention. Ugh. This is not gonna happen. But until that stops happening, I don't think it. I think the appeal for, especially, I'm getting distracted. Hold on. I think the appeal for drinking is really strong, and it's perpetuated through like all these shows that people watch. I'll fucking admit it. I watched The Vampire Diaries, or I did until, they stopped. But like one of the things that I kept thinking about is that, these kids are supposed to be fucking in high school, but yet they're constantly having parties and there's alcohol everywhere. And I'm like, but you're in high school. Like, where the fuck is your soda? Like, what's going on here? Like, I understand, like, I'm, maybe I was just that prude chick in high school because I was, I didn't fucking drink or do anything really. And so, like, I never really understood the appeal of alcohol until I joined the Army, and they're like, oh, yeah, come hang out with us. Here's a beer. And I'm like, okay. And then, yeah, I mean, freaking here we are today. But I think it's a cultural thing. And I think as soon as people stop or start teaching, like, the younger generations moderation with it, I think we're going to continue to have the same issues.
I agree with both those points. And everybody, Ice had a good point in the mixer chat. Old enough to die for your country, old enough to drink for it. And there are a lot of people with that sentiment and whatnot. But again, it goes back to, like you guys said, the culture. And it's got to start somewhere. And I think the younger generation of NCOs, the younger generation of officers, it needs to start with them. And going out and having that small squad function, having that small team function, that company function or whatever, it'll get there. And it goes back to, education, not only at that level, but pushing it down further, like KJ was saying, pushing it down further and introducing it sooner.
Yeah.
Bringing it up. Again, we teach fucking sexual education in high school.
Junior high
In a lot of places now. Okay. Fuck, junior high kids having sex? I mean, come on.
Dude, no, seriously. Yeah, no. 11, 12, 13-year-olds are fucking bumping uglies.
Bring it up at the same time. It's a part of your health. It's a part of what's going to be going on in your life. So introduce it earlier.
Right. Fucking Ice.
Less fidget spinners, more Budweiser can tops.
No, he was just like, he locked down kids and booze. Like, they will start Narcan needles. I mean, you're not wrong. God. Fucking. Oh my God. Okay, so with that, no, it's time for a break really quick. So we'll be back in, I don't know, like 5 minutes. I'm just gonna do a short break, just enough to, stretch our legs for a little bit, and then I'm gonna sit my ass back down. So we'll be back in 5 minutes.
How he needs that support to keep his roof from caving, holding tight on that 45 as a tear drops from his eye. Picturing his mom is all that's kept him alive, cause he's buried his friends and he's buried his thoughts. Suppress these demons inside until his stomach's in knots. I see you on your knees, so please let me give you help. Pick you up, lift you up, and put you on that top shelf. Trying to improve, but he keeps dealing with this feeling like he can't push up any harder. His head has hit the ceiling. He's seen so many kiss to his girl. Each day he walks away from these things in his world, expected to be the rock solid from bottom to top. He's so hard in the streets, but inside he feels so soft. He's dodged bullets and knives, stopped men from beating wives. But boom, someone tries to take his gun and now he took a life. And all you do is stare, spread rumors, he don't care. Replaying that moment, can't disown it with a gun to his hair. It ain't fair, he knew when he started he'd go so far. You had a long day at work, he failed at CPR. His motivation's gone, no more fire in his eyes. Went from peaceful nights to dreams of crime scenes and crime.
And we're back. See? Short, sweet break. That was it.
It's one of the shortest breaks ever.
Still haven't found the green fairy.
God damn it. But I want the green fairy.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. So, that was a good first hour.
It was a good first hour.
Right? We got 2 more, bitches.
Oh, no.
Right? Fuck. All right. You want to roll into some news?
Yeah. Oh, I got one. Hold on.
Oh, never mind. Go.
All Right. So I'm pulling up the article now, but
Oh, someone's popular. I want to be.
yes.
I want
Sorry
to be
about
popular like you when I grow up.
that. You don't want to be my popular eyes. Nobody likes. Well, there's a news Navy sailor missing.
Did they check the engine room?
It's funny that you say that because when I saw the article in what was it, militarytimes.com or whatever it was, that's the first comment at the bottom of the article.
No, I mean, fucking. Did they check the engine room though? That's where the last missing fucker was. I'm just saying.
All right, got it. A sailor aboard the U.S. Navy destroyer in the South China Sea has disappeared, officials told Fox News on Tuesday. The sailor was reported missing from the USS Stetham, approximately 140 miles west of Subic Bay in the Philippines. An official said the missing officer had checked
No, he's an officer.
in aboard the ship a short time before the disappearance. Let's see. Last month, the Stetham sailed within 12 nautical miles of Trenton Island, which is claimed by China, Vietnam, and Taiwan as part of ongoing territorial disputes in South China Sea. For those of you who might not be familiar, there's always disputes in the South China Sea and anywhere with China and Asia,
Right.
Exactly for territories of islands that aren't even fucking inhabitable. This is the second time this summer the Navy is carrying out a major search and rescue operation in the Pacific. In June, a missing sailor on the cruiser USS Shiloh, who had been presumed lost at sea, was found hiding in the ship's engine room. The sailor, Petty Officer Third Class Pete Mims, was later charged with dereliction of duty.
Article 92. I know that one.
Let's go with yes.
No, I
mean,
know. I know what that one is because I was charged with 2 counts of that bullshit, but found not guilty. Suck a dick.
Way to go.
That's beating the system there. That's what it's about.
I mean, at best, the officer is still with the Filipino ladyboys. At worst, well, he has to learn how to speak Mandarin.
Right? Who knows?
I hope he's okay. I hope he actually isn't
I-
overboard.
Did they check his bunk?
Oh,
I mean, there's it's a fucking ship. Like, there's a bunch of a bunch of places you can hide on that bitch. I'm just saying, have they actually searched the entire thing? I mean,
You would think that maybe they had conducted a search of the entire ship, but based on recent events, one would tend to second guess that.
there's probably
exactly.
a chief sitting there in the Navy going like, "Are you sure we checked everywhere?" "Yes, chief, we got this." "Are you positive?" Public affairs officer standing over him. "Make fucking sure."
Check all of the engine rooms. Every goddamn compartment. I don't know I've never been on a fucking cruiser. I don't know how many fucking engine rooms they've got. There's probably multiple levels to said engine room. I don't know. There's probably secret compartments somewhere. Fucking check that shit. Or
Fucking
like
secret compartment. Did you fucking check Narnia?
Shut up. No, because no, there are though. The chain where for the anchor, that has to be stored somewhere, and it goes into its own little secret compartment thing. And I know. Shut up, Grey Cloud. And I know because my grandpa, he was in the Navy. Oh, I scared Grey Cloud away. So my grandpa was in the Navy, and one of his jobs was he was super tall and skinny, right? So they would attach ropes to his feet, and he would lower him down into this fucking secret room or compartment area, and he would be the one to fucking paint the anchor chain because it has to be painted for some reason. I never understood that.
Hey, Minx.
Oh, you
Minx.
back?
On.
Good.
Is this Narnia?
You're I fucking can't stand you.
The missing numbers checklist: anchor chain room, engine room. Now moved up from last to second. Narnia, Wonderland.
I fucking hate all of you. Are you pleased with yourself?
I'm very.
You're such a dick. Ah. Assholes. You're both assholes. But
Welcome to the
no.
club, KJ.
Right. You're gonna
So
fit in.
glad.
You're gonna fit in perfectly. Dick.
I have one word for you.
Mm.
Thanks.
What?
Throwback to last week.
Oh God.
Nay.
Ugh. Don't do that with horses. That is disgusting.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
far.
No. Exactly. Ugh.
All right, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done. I had to mute the mic. I was. Okay.
I'm gonna.
That's a good question. Was the ship in port or out to sea?
Out to sea.
It was at sea.
All right, so it didn't make port in the Philippines.
No, it
not
was. It
yet.
did. It hadn't yet. They said that they were within 12 nautical miles of Trenton. But That's
Okay,
still-
so there goes my lady theory.
yeah, that's still fucking 12 fucking miles. You gotta swim to the fucking
That's
shore. Fuck that.
He
That
he
was,
could be balls deep in a ladyboy at
Could
one
be.
point.
He could have been. Or just
Or-
balls deep in a dude. You don't know.
Well, that's
Are
nice.
you assuming his sexuality? How dare
I'm
you?
assuming his gender.
You bigot.
Yes, that's me. the bigot gray cloud. All right, so I got another article.
All right.
An airman's death during SEER training ruled accidental.
During SEER training.
SEER training, yep.
this is
The
why-
death of an airman going through the Air Force's survival, evasion, resistance, and escape training last summer in Texas has been ruled an accident, according to a recent investigation from Air Education and Training Command. Airman First Class Kenneth Sturgill of Livermore, California, died July 7th, 2016, during SEER training at Joint Base San Antonio Camp Bullis as a result of heat stroke, a tech official said. Airman Sturgill was found unresponsive at the end of a 6-hour solo living exercise, officials said in a release. Based on his condition at initial discovery and on post-mortem examination, the report determined Airman First Class Kenneth Sturgill's death to be accidental, caused by heat stroke, in parentheses, hypothermia. The release said Sturgill was on the 14th of 15. Oh, that sucks. On the 14th of 15 training days, according to the Ground Accident Investigating Board report, headed by Colonel Jeffrey Falsing. That fucking blows.
So he's almost
Yeah.
done.
Most done. Yep.
Oh.
Service said instructors conducted multiple safety checks throughout the day and had found him not to be in distress.
Heat
All right.
stroke is a bitch.
Well,
Where's med experts in Mixer and FBL?
I mean, it said heat stroke and hypothermia or hyperthermia.
Stand by. Let me pull back up.
Hypo is when it's too cold. Hyper is when it's too hot.
Yeah, I know. That's why I need
Yeah.
clarification.
Says hyperthermia.
Hyperthermia? Oh, fuck
Jesus.
that. So that's an internal body temperature of at least 105. And like
Yeah, no.
or higher.
So if they were doing multiple, here's my question: if they were doing multiple safety checks throughout the day and they found him not to be in distress, is it possible for him to be showing signs of not showing signs of distress, and then shortly thereafter going to heat stroke?
Only if he's a prior heat casualty and he skipped all the fucking steps and all the signs of being a heat casualty, which I don't understand how they would have missed, like red blotchy skin. But you know, fucking shenanigans. Unless like he was just fucking dirty or bloody, and then they're like, yeah, fuck it, he looks normal to me. But if they were doing any sort of like check as far as talking to him, they would have known something was wrong, because he would not have been making sense. Because again, your internal core temperature is literally roasting. Your fucking organs, including your brain, are fucking roasting. So you're not going to be firing with all cylinders. I don't know. Like hyperthermia is one of the big concerns that we look for in the OR, believe it or not. Like, even though we keep the room at, subarctic temperatures and everything, some of the gases that we use and some of the drugs that we use can cause what's known as malignant hyperthermia. And that is a huge medical emergency, and that is a stop surgery now. We have to cool this patient down, otherwise they're gonna fucking die within a matter of minutes. So the fact that he was fucking ruled as like a hyperthermia and like not just heat exhaustion or heat stroke, like that's ridiculous. That means like he had been at that fucking temperature for a long enough time to get past heat stroke, which is fucking a medical emergency in and of itself.
That
Right.
For them to rule as an accident, to me that's negligence, because you should have seen the signs. I have questions for the people that were running around doing the routine checks, quote unquote, because there are definite signs for heat stroke. There are definite signs for hyperthermia. That is negligence, and them to rule as an accident, that just doesn't sit well with me legally.
It's fishy.
All right. Well, I got more of the story here. Hold
Okay.
on.
All right.
Oh,
We'll
Lord, here it
continue.
comes.
So that same day, instructors found that another service member showed signs of heat exhaustion, the investigation report said. As a result, instructors provided each candidate with an additional 5-gallon jug of water, dropping the water off at approximately 16:15 local. The candidate of concern, Sturgill, verbally acknowledged receipt of the water, but did not have face-to-face contact with the instructors, the report said. About an hour and 20 minutes later, instructors conducted a final check, but were unable to locate Sturgill. The SEER Specialist Screening Course Flight Chief initiated lost student protocol soon after. Around 1840 local time, a search team found Sturgill in a brush pile on the extreme edge of his assigned training area. When he was found, his body temperature was 112 degrees Fahrenheit.
Fuck.
Yeah, ignore my comment about negligence. That was...
Attempts by both military and civilian medical personnel were made to revive him, but proved unsuccessful. Sturgill was pronounced dead on the scene at 1909. Falson said Sturgill also could have suffered from a medical condition known as hyponatremia, or what is described as low plasma sodium or depleted body sodium. Hyponatremia is diagnosed as a low concentration of sodium in the blood, which could lead to disorientation. The condition may have been a contributing factor to Sturgill's death, he wrote. However, Falsey noted that there is insufficient evidence to reach that the conclusion by preponderance of the evidence. Why it's an accident. Sturgill had completed Air Force basic military training on June 3rd. He began the SEER Specialist Training Orientation Course, or SST-OC, which is a first step staple for all SEER specialists, on June 20th. Prior to this, the course had no fatalities, ATEC said.
Yeah, no.
That sucks.
If by the time they found him, if he was already at 112 degrees, like core temperature, he was probably already pushing 105, if not like 110 an hour before that. Because, when you die, you slowly start giving off, like, your fucking body temperature goes down rather rapidly. So, like, even though he might have, like, just acknowledged that you're like, oh, okay, so there is water somewhere. Cool. Like he's not in the right frame of mind to understand or like to comprehend where it fucking is and how to get there, which is probably why they found him in a fucking bush. Like that's absolutely terrible. So like like, oh, I don't know. Just everything about that just seems wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just upset they didn't actually. He acknowledged he got the water, but there was no. That should have been a face-to-face moment with all the people going through the training, because then you could have made the call then at 4 in the afternoon. Hey, are you good? Are you? And had time, but
right. But it not just something via like radio, you know.
Nope.
Like, because I know for places, or I've heard rumors. You know, I've never had to go out into the field ever. But I've heard rumors that like units that do cold weather training, they have to put like monitors or whatever that monitor like on them that monitors their body temperature, and if they get too low, like their unit's able to actually physically locate their fucking whereabouts and get them out. Is that true?
I don't know. I've never dealt with that.
Anyone from Alaska? Anyone in the
like,
chats?
I've heard it's just, you know, hearsay that, you know, passed down through, you know, specialist network of like, oh, did you hear what this guy did? Yeah. But that's where I heard it was, you know, one soldier to another, and probably a smoke pit somewhere, because that's where you can get all your fucking information.
Hey.
It's true. Huh?
Private News Network is the best.
Yeah, no, it's the fucking smoke pit. You fucking learn more there than you do in any goddamn PowerPoint. It's true. That's one of the reasons why I started smoking, because I wanted to get in on all this information. That and the breaks every hour. Who's here a smoker? Me!
Oh,
I need a break.
It's fresh air breaks, and my my OIC said, "You don't smoke. What are you going outside for?" I said, "Because they're going outside to smoke. I can go outside to get fresh air." He had no argument.
That's awesome.
Well, a bit deviating from the doom and gloom. Man, that just stuck in the airman.
No.
Yeah, that's
Got a fun little positive story here about some wind. Who here's a Adult Swim fan, specifically Rick and Morty?
I'm not. I know this is like, you know, and especially like, you know, with everyone in our fucking station, like it's either Game of Thrones or Rick and Morty.
Well, I'm going to do a Rick and Morty plug because
I don't like Rick and Morty. It fucking.
I don't care about the show. This ain't about the show. This is about the best dipping sauce for nuggets ever.
Honey?
Honey? No.
Yeah, honey. No, it's honey.
No. Mulan and Szechuan sauce. They successfully revived McDonald's Mulan Szechuan sauce. The dream is real, according to Vice.com.
Mm-hmm.
That the limited edition McNugget dipping sauce has been made entirely of high fructose corn syrup. So hello, diabetes.
Right. God.
A condiment that absolutely everyone has forgotten about until the episode of Rick and Morty reminded us that it once existed as part of a promotion for the Disney animated film Mulan. And thanks entirely to Rick and Morty, it's back, sort of. And that future or past has arrived. Stop, silly computer. I want to read the article. Because it comes in an opaque 64-ounce jug mailed to Rick and Morty's co-creator, Justin Roiland. And then, can you just imagine getting 64 ounces of just a dipping sauce? What would you do with that?
I don't know. I don't remember what that sauce even tastes like, and I don't understand what the big deal is about it. I dip my nuggets in honey.
I was 7 when it came out. I was like, oh my god. No, I was 8 when it came out. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing.
They're themselves in it. Just saying.
Wait, what? I only caught like the last end of that. What?
So apparently there are people that probably slather themselves in it.
Oh yeah.
Head to toe. It was all because of the first episode of the new season. All about that's Rick's character arc. 9 more seasons until he gets his Szechuan sauce. But now it exists. McDonald's has given us 64 ounces of Szechuan sauce, and the creator of Rick and Morty can create his own Thunderdome to have us fight over it.
I'm so sorry. I just read Falcon's comment in Mixer. I dipped my nuggets in honey once. She never called back. Oh my god.
They must be really
High
small
five.
nuggets.
Honey.
So bad.
Subtle racism is put in each packet of Mulan sauce.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
10 points, Mr. Khan. 10 points.
What the fuck?
What other fun, exciting things? Oh, who wants to talk about the latest failed state?
Oh, god damn. I always fuck up on how to pronounce this fucking country.
Venezuela?
Yes, that one.
Venezuela's Bolivar currency is worth less than World of Warcraft cash.
I was gonna talk about that actually.
You want to? I read the Rick and Morty. I'd love to talk about World of Warcraft. I'll just make my night.
Yeah.
My geek will come out.
So, all right, hold on. Let me try to make sure I say this correctly. Venezuela. Fuck me. What?
Venezuela.
Venezuela. There we go.
There we go.
I know. I said fuck. There's a Z. I get confused. Has been dealing with a series of of major political and financial problems lately. But in recent months, major inflation has been an additional and growing concern for residents. On Twitter, Venezuelan user at Caleb Prime, I don't understand Twitter, pointed out how bad inflation has gotten for the bolivar, the country's currency. Since then, the situation for the bolivar has only gotten more severe, according to the Venezuelan. There we go. God. It sounds like there should be an S instead of a Z. I don't fucking know. According to Venezuelan financial tracking site Dollar Today, the current black market exchange rate is at 12,197 bolivar for $1. By comparison, the rates for a token in World of Warcraft have gotten relatively more affordable. Via player auctions, third-party auctions for the in-game tokens have an average rate of around 6,000 to 6,500 gold per $1. In the massive online multiplayer title World of Warcraft, tokens can be used to add to users' subscription length or sold for gold or real money on third-party sites. Thanks to a recent update from developer Blizzard, the units can also be converted into cash for Battle.net accounts, which tie together other Blizzard titles like Overwatch. The news is similarly dismal for Venezuela's government. Earlier this year, officials confirmed that the country only had $10.5 billion left in its foreign reserves. By comparison, the country had around $30 billion back in 2011. In addition, the financial situation for the country isn't expected to improve for residents either. Venezuela... Fuck. I can't say this goddamn word. Venezuela. There we go. Venezuela's inflation. Shut up. Is predicted to spike by holy fuck. It's predicted to spike by 1,666% in 2017, and 2,888% in 2018, according to a report from the International Monetary Fund. In addition, similar turmoil has surrounded Maduro's leadership in the country. Elected in 2013 for a 6-year term, Maduro has seen strong opposition from lawmakers during the country's current downswing. The government also took opposition leaders, Leopoldo Lopez and Antonio Ledesma into custody Tuesday, which immediately ties into the fact that the government kidnapped 2 people who were supposed to go up for election because socialism. I don't know.
There's a lesson to be learned here to the young privates listening in. Don't invest in the Bolivar. Invest in the World of Warcraft token.
Right.
Then, when your buddies are playing Overwatch and they want that new Doomfist skin, you can shell it out. You can sit there and be like, "Yeah, man, no problem. I got you. That'll be how many tokens you need? All right, no problem. I got you."
Right. No, that's fucking ridiculous. That fake money is worth more than real money.
Oh, oh Lord.
Oh,
Don't get me started.
Did I call it fake and now you're triggered or triggered?
No. It's there. Okay. So these microtransactions, that's what they're called. If we brought into another game called Warframe and compared it to Warframe to their Platinum, the Bolivar would be in 6 digits comparatively.
Oh, wow.
Because of how rare some of the stuff is in Warframe. It is ridiculous how much these currencies run up. But then again, I just sit there and shoot people in the face on battlefields. Hashtag.
Right.
I don't know. Xbox life.
Right. I have no life.
I just sit anxiously at my computer with Skype on.
Somebody call me, please.
Lord.
I think there'll be a new nation soon that takes over Venezuela, just full of World of Warcraft players. That's where we'll send all of us nerds and geeks. I'll be your foreign correspondent live.
Right? Oh shit. But yeah, no, but legit, no. 2 Venezuelan, said it, opposition leaders, Lopez and Ledesma, have been rearrested in a move condemned internationally. They were under house arrest after accusations of inciting violence during anti-government protests in 2014. The 2 have been taken to Ramo Verde military jail, family members say. How much you want to bet they're going to be, executed? Right? The Supreme Court, which critics say is dominated by government loyalists, said that it had received intelligence reports alleging the 2 were trying to flee. The court also said that it had revoked Mr. Ledesma's and Mr. Lopez's house arrest because they had made political statements. The UN's High Commissioner for Human Rights said he was, quote, deeply concerned that the pair had been taken back into custody. The move comes just 2 days after a controversial vote for a constitutional assembly saw violence on the streets, with at least 10 people killed. President Maduro convened the assembly to rewrite Venezuela's constitution amid spiraling anti-government protests on 1 May. He argued that the move would create peace and foster dialogue by bringing together different sectors of Venezuela's polarized society. but the opposition accused the president of trying to rewrite the Constitution in order to maximize his power and sideline the opposition-controlled legislature. They boycotted the vote and called on the people to take to the streets and protest. The election was condemned by Latin American leaders, the EU, and the U.S. The day of the election was the deadliest so far since the current wave of protests began. U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin announced on Monday that the U.S. had imposed sanctions on President Maduro and called him a, quote, dictator who disregards the will of the people. But yeah, they grabbed Mr. Lopez from his home at 0430 GMT. What is GMT?
Greenwich Mean.
Yeah, sure, that. Or at 12:27 local time. And they grabbed Mr. Ledesma shortly after that. That's fucking crazy. But yay, socialism, right? It works.
When you're on the right side of it, it does.
I think in theory, and not in, practice or, in real life. I think socialism makes sense in theory. I understand it. But when you put it into practice, it is never good. It never works. It's not a thing.
You can't factor in a person's greed.
Yeah, you can't. And it's the same with communism. Like, in theory, everyone getting this, like, everyone's equal, everyone gets the same fucking thing. Yeah, sure, yes. In a utopian society where no one is fucking greedy and no one's trying to seize power, yes, in theory, these could possibly work and they could possibly be good things. But people are fucking evil. So, like, I'm a firm believer that some people are just born evil and, like, are born power hungry and are fucking have this drive to dominate everyone around them. And so therefore a ideological society such as, something like socialism will never fucking work, which is why it should never even be, like, put into place to where it could eventually turn into a dictatorship, because socialism can either go one of two ways, either to communism or into a dictatorship. There's no other way around it, because someone's gonna fucking seize power. And then, like, it's the same with communism. Like, there is no true communist country. Yeah, sure, China can be like, oh no, we're communists. Well, no, you're not, because you have a leader. You have someone in power over you. Not everyone's the fucking same. Not everyone's fucking equal. In a communist,
perfect example.
In a fucking communist society, everyone's fucking equal.
Perfect example. Someone just brought up, and I'm calling it out. Allie, you were perfect right there. Until someone gets sick and needs to draw more resources, you can't have socialism without everything else being perfect. You can't have communism without everything else being perfect. That means everyone's healthy, everyone's able to move, everyone's able to work. It cannot work. And the minute someone gets sick, automatically you have your system failing.
Yep. And let's face it, fucking disease runs rampant. Yeah. But yeah, so that's when fucking people are fucking evil. So you can never have an idealistic society like that, because it could never work. What's wrong, Gray Cloud?
No, I'm just looking up another article for us to talk about.
Well, like, the whole reason, fucking prime example of I've got 2 fucking examples of why I think some people are just born evil. One is a former Maryland school aide is facing more than 100 charges after prosecutors say he tried to transmit HIV to students.
Kill him.
What the fuck?
Yes. Carlos D'Angelo Bell, who is 30, is accused of purposefully trying to transmit HIV, giving marijuana to minors, and 12 counts of child sex abuse. Of the 24 victims, 11 have not yet been identified. Bell's accused of assaulting students and creating child porn on school grounds at Benjamin Stoddart Middle School in Waldorf, Maryland. So far, none of the victims have contracted HIV, but more testing will occur. Bell was fired from Charles County Public Schools in December of 2016.
Oh, that is fucking horrible.
Right?
There's a special place in hell for that motherfucker.
One can
And hopefully,
only hope.
When I get there, I can help solve that problem.
You know, and like, you know, HIV, it can take up to a year to show up. Like, it has a long incubation period.
Those kids now have that fear over their heads, and they may not sink in, but their parents now have to live with the fear of, oh shit, my kid may contract something they'll never get better from.
Yeah.
Ever.
Like, yeah, they can live a somewhat normal life, but they're going to have to constantly be on medication. And
God forbid you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Constantly on guard when they're being intimate.
Yep.
Oh, that's...
But then there's those sick fucks who are out there and who just don't fucking care because you're a walking biohazard, like a weapon. You know, if you really want to think about it, you're a fucking bioweapon.
What was it? You and Cuff did it a couple weeks back, or several weeks back now. The new Russian roulette.
Oh, yeah, that people are fucking doing because, you know, apparently this is a cool fucking thing to do. They're having, like, orgies pretty much, right?
Yeah.
People are, like, getting orgies, like, together. I don't fucking know the right terminology because, one, I've never been to one. 2, I've never tried to plan one. I don't understand the logistics of, like, how to plan one. I don't know that many people. Or I don't like that many people. So these people are having sex parties where they invite one person who is HIV positive, and you pretty much draw straws to see who you're going to bang that night, and you have no idea who in the mix-up has HIV. And here's the kicker.
Jesus.
But the kicker is you don't wear protection. Like, you don't have condoms. Like, you don't fucking use any sort of barrier method, which is the only way to prevent it from spreading. Because YOLO? I don't know. I don't fucking understand what's wrong with these people these days. Like, why would you fucking risk that?
I'm going to caveat on entirely just as fucking twisted. There's a fucking... so we've all heard of 4chan, right?
I've heard, maybe.
Okay, 4chan, pretty much it's a fucked up image board. You can post on the random board on what's known as B. You can post whatever the fuck you want from anything, you know. And there's this group of people that, for the longest time in back 2013, 14, that were constantly posting. They were hosting those kinds of parties. But the caveat was it was completely reversed. There was one person, and the rest of them had it, and they portrayed it as, oh no, we don't have it. And that was their goal, was to infect as many people with HIV as possible.
Like
Oh.
I was always under the impression that doing that was against the law. Like, knowingly and willingly infecting someone with a deadly disease was against the law. That's what I always thought. Like,
I know
if you
it's in CMJ. I have seen that article. I cannot recall what it is, but I do know it's in the UCMJ. But I have seen, I hate to say it this way, what was it, like a Criminal Minds episode or some shit like that, Law and Order, some garbage like that, where that exact scenario came up, and they went after him as a attempted murder charges and whatnot, and then the kicker was the charge they came up with was if and when that person passed from the infection, they would be allowed to come back and charge them with murder to revise the charge.
God, that's terrible.
Murder one or some garbage. That was in the show though. I mean,
I have it right here pulled up. Criminal transmission of HIV. More than 30 states have prosecutable HIV positive related charges, and they are all based around the intent of the person either donating an HIV infected organ or spitting or transmitting bodily fluids from one person to another with the intent of not telling them in any capacity that they have the disease. And still reading. Give me a moment. Please continue talking.
No worries. But like that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like if you knowingly go out with the sole purpose of let's go fucking infect people, you should fucking get your ass hemmed up. Like that's absolutely ridiculous. And that's negligent and like and honestly in like, you know, my opinion, again, I'm not a lawyer, KJ. But that should be fucking prosecuted as fucking manslaughter.
It can be. Sorry, I was caught reading. It can be brought up to murder, manslaughter, attempted murder, or assault. The only fraud in Canada, it's a nasty thing. In the U.S., there's been actually this is a fun thing too. The Positive Justice Project was a campaign to combat HIV-related stigma. That's good, and discrimination. That's good, but included stuff to go to Congress through Representative Barbara Lee, Democrat of California, to repeal the HIV laws, criminal prosecution laws. It got shot down, but it got shot down by the Subcommittee of Health, but it was just, and the Subcommittee of Military Personnel, but it was there have been attempts now and lobbying to remove the criminal nature of intentionally infecting individuals, and they've all failed so far.
Oh, good. They need to keep failing, because if you intentionally go out to infect someone with your fucking deadly disease, you should get shot. Like, how, like, you know, your own fucking life is ruined. Why? Like, how dare you try and ruin everyone fucking else's? Like, fuck off, dude. That's me, but, you know, and I'm not a nice person.
Ooh, even on that thought process, I just had a real devious thought.
Okay,
so we're talking HIV, right? We're talking about HIV positive.
Correct.
Well, what about a disease like alcoholism?
Ooh.
That can be not only transmitted through genetic disposition, where you have genetic history of alcoholism, but can be given taught to a person to become an alcoholic. Like you just live and hang out with alcoholics and drink your day out. Could you do the same thing? Could they prosecute on the same things? That would be something very. I mean, I hate to bring legal.
No. I like it.
Could you do the same thing with alcoholism, or even then with the common, you know, a strain of the common cold that could kill somebody, you know, that already has an immune deficiency,
or the flu?
Yeah.
Or even, oh wait for it, fucking measles, which is supposed to be fucking eradicated, but all these goddamn anti-vaxxers bringing that shit back like it's nobody's goddamn business. Or I don't know, fucking polio.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't get me started on this.
All right, I'm sidetracking really hard. I'm rapid shirling really hard. Part of my job, I drive through downtown of my major city here constantly, and I stopped for a smoke break. and these two women ran up to me and asked, "Hey, question, we're doing an independent poll. Were you vaccinated as a child?" And I said, "Yes, I was." And immediately handed me pamphlets, about anti-vaccination, and they spit on me.
What?
Yeah, they spit on me and said, "You should be protected from whatever we have," and ran.
That's assault.
Oh, that is assault. In my state, that is assault. But it was called the cops and their security guard there, and it was just fucking nuts. But anti-vaxxers are the worst.
They really are. Like, ugh. Like, I have some people that, like, I'm friends with or friendly with, I don't fucking know, who are all about, like, anti-vaccination, and they're like, if everyone else is fucking vaccinated, why should it matter if I don't vaccinate mine? And it's like, well, one, like, especially with, like, measles, mumps, rubella, that's a series of shots. If you don't get all of them, you're not fucking immune to it. And again, so, fucking infants, they're still working on building up their goddamn immunity. So if your fucking snot-nosed little punk-ass kid contracts measles, which is an airborne disease, mind you, which lingers in the fucking air long after Jimmy, shit his pants, leaves the area, now my kid can fucking contract, like, my fucking infant can contract measles because you decided to be the negligent parent and not vaccinate.
I need to say this. Did not spit on me in the face, by the way, while you're...
Oh, that's good.
Spit on me and my clothing.
But, like, still, that's disgusting. Like, if you're not...
No,
ugh.
Herd mentality. Herd vaccination, I think it's called, or something like that.
You're right, KJ. It's herd vaccination.
Thank you. You look so relaxed, Grey Cloud. You just I'm gonna let them chit chat.
Yeah, no, I gotta lean up against the wall because sitting on the floor, cross-legged is fucking killing my legs at the moment.
Gotta get you a friggin'
a gamer chair. That's what I need to go get.
Well, that or pillow.
But no, so. Clean cocaine. Is there such a thing as clean cocaine, Falcon? Let's really think about that one. But anyway,
that
no.
Or, pillow.
How do I want to say this? I think along those lines, I think the prosecution of those cases should be dealt with in any other manner where somebody attempts to take the life of somebody else. And to hold over those charges, or whatever the legal term would be, KJ, to pursue harsher charges if the victim dies from those complications or those diseases that are passed. Now, my question to you is there legal precedence already for that happening?
Okay. So two parts of that statement. The first one, if they get charged initially, and then let's say the victim dies later, and they want to recharge, charged and convicted, victim dies, and then they want to recharge, they can't do that because it's double jeopardy, and we don't have double jeopardy anywhere in this country. But there is, going back to my lovely website, there is actual precedence. There is nothing that I'm seeing in the appellate courts or higher. So nothing's been appealed. Nothing's been gone to a Supreme Court, any state, district, or the United States that I'm seeing at this moment. I'm not saying that there isn't at all. It's a cursory glance, but there have been 30 cases. There have been 30 cases where they've prosecuted HIV positive individuals for exposing another person to HIV. So there is precedence. And I'm going to caveat with I am not a lawyer in any capacity. I'm just reading facts. Not yet. Good point. Not yet.
Goodness. But
gotta cover my rear end.
I don't understand anti-vaxxers' mentality on this. Like, vaccines cause autism. Well, one, no, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No.
It's on the internet.
Ugh. Okay, So one doctor put out a study about that. And, oh, by the way, when he fucking did that, he had, like, his license was fucking revoked. So technically he was a non-practicing doctor. His fucking study was biased as fuck, too. Like, it's a fucking, ugh. But then every other study done after it has been, no, it doesn't cause fucking autism. And, like, even studies funded by these anti-vaxxers come back with, no, it doesn't cause autism.
And the best part is, and Ali once again, good call. He retracted it. He did. He retracted his study. But it's still being cited.
But it's, yeah, exactly. It's like, but he fucking took it back, and then, no, it doesn't. But then, like, my whole thing is, I always come back with, so you would rather risk your child's life to, you know, a disease that it could not get, such as measles, or you would rather have your child be scarred permanently if they do get measles and live. You'd rather have them have scars all over their body, or, you know, you'd rather have them contract fucking polio and make them walk with leg braces for the rest of their life. You, madam, are an amazing mother. I'd like, bravo to you. Yeah, of course. I would rather have my child have physical deformities than possibly have some sort of learning disability. Fuck you.
Well, I think the worst thing when we're talking about vaccines is look at there was a massive outbreak in some major city. I can't remember. I think it was either New York or Chicago. I don't remember which one. But it was because they went to a predominantly immigrant neighborhood, Arab Americans, Indian Americans, stuff like that, and handed out the pamphlets in their language about the fears of vaccination, all the horrors of vaccination. And then you had I think it was polio. I think it was a polio outbreak, and it was in that community, and it was disastrous because. And then when the group that was the anti-vaxxers, we had nothing to do that. We were just trying to spread, and I quote, public awareness. Oh, the loophole.
Right? God, these bitches.
I think it was polio. I'm looking it up now.
Oh, Pookie said it was Michigan. But I think it was Detroit, actually. But it's time for break number 2. So
thanks, Pookie.
We'll be back here shortly. I like talking to you guys. This is good. Good discussions. So we'll be back here in, oh, goodness. How about 4 minutes and 20 seconds?
That's pretty specific.
I know. Like the ocean.
Sweet. Does the motion of the ocean have a small tide advisory?
No. We'll be back in about 4 minutes, you guys. Hang tight.
Shadow joke, glass up to millions when our So set to leave, but we were forced to wait. Nobody said we had to relate. At the end, it's over. I'm finally sober. I'm finally sober.
And we're back. Thanks everyone for hanging out still. Back for our third hour. Dude, it's going by. KJ.
Memories.
Right? Friggin' goodness. Are you back yet, Grey Cloud?
Yes.
Well, you were gone, and then I went on air, and I was like, well, everyone gets to look at my fucking face till, you get back. What?
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 Exactly.
I don't know. So, yeah.
Right.
Hopefully the break was good for everyone else, and not just for me and watching my dogs lay in the grass. Oh, goodness.
That seems very relaxing.
What, laying in the grass?
Just watching the dogs, watching them just relax and have a good time,
I kind of got jealous because I wanted to lay in the grass with them. You laugh, but I do. I don't know. I like laying in the grass. But yeah.
So, I have a good question.
Yes?
How many here have kids?
I do not. I mean, I have fur babies, and I understand. Yeah. I get it, people. I understand. It's not the same thing. I get it. I've been trying. Haven't gotten there yet.
I got a little one of myself.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Grey Cloud? You got any little ones?
Yeah, I got 3, and they live with their mom at Travis.
Exciting. Well, how would you feel if you were required to take a test to determine if you were going to get to keep your kids, for lack of a better way of saying it? I would be infuriated.
Hold on. Is this that Australia article you're bringing up?
No, this is the Oregon article.
No, it's in Oregon. It's an Oregon
here
couple.
In the States. Because a couple lost their custody of their children due to low intelligence. You guys mind if I read this?
No, go for it.
Okay. So Amy Fabrini, 31, and Eric Ziegler, 38, from Oregon, lost custody of their older son Christopher not long after he was born, and then 5 months ago, the state took away their second child, Hunter. Now, Ziegler and Fabrini were required to take an IQ test after a number of allegations were made against the pair on their parenting style. Now, a relative to the couple has made a complaint to authorities about Christopher's well-being under the care of the pair, the Oregonian reports. It continues with, in the report, it was alleged that Ziegler had been sleeping with the baby on the floor and almost rolled over on him. Please remember that was alleged. Another complaint made by Fabrini's father, Raymond, said he and his wife were acting as primary caregivers at the time because he felt his daughter didn't have the instincts to be a mother. Ziegler scored a 66 on the IQ test and Fabrini a 72. The IQ of an average person ranges from 90 to 110. Ziegler's test score placed him in the mild intellectually disability range, and Fabrini's placed her in the extremely low to borderline range of intelligence. Ziegler has been receiving financial aid through Social Security and supplementary security income programs due to the mental disability he was diagnosed with. Now, there is a Change.org petition that has been set up on behalf of the couple by their coach and mentor, who says that there is enough justification to take the children away. In her professional opinion, after multiple sessions observing Amy and Eric interact with their son for hours on end, I found no reason they should have their child taken from them and placed in the state's care. Hagenbach, their coach and mentor, who is also a board member of Healthy Families of the High Desert, said. And any reasonably trained and educated CPS worker should have arrived at the same conclusion as I documented in the session notes of every visit. The couple demonstrated competent parenting skills with Christopher and had no history of abuse or neglect, and expressed a deep desire to have Christopher return to them to raise him along with the mother's twin boys. This is, has anyone taken an IQ test before?
Does the ASVAB count?
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
Then,
But that's a good example.
then no.
Okay, the IQ test, if you're a relatively smart person, like one of my brothers, he sat there and told me he was going to get a 104 on it. And that's what he got. He wanted to get 104. It's a standardized test. It's a series of standardized tests. And if you know how to answer certain questions, and if you know the answers to questions, you can get the score you want. I have never heard anywhere where your intelligence or your quote unquote instincts determine whether or not you can be a good parent. This is appalling, for lack of a better word. I'm talking all proper now. This is appalling. I mean, if my daughter got taken away because I wasn't quote unquote smart enough to take care of her, but I have a professional saying, he's good, I would be flipping my shit. I would be calling every lawyer in the book, from a personal injury to a family lawyer, because this is just insane. I mean, your thoughts, opinions? KJ, shut up.
No, go for it, Grey Cloud.
With all that's wrong in the U.S., with all that's going on as a society, why is this a fucking issue? Is first off. And secondly, I'm on your side, KJ. Why the fuck does it matter if they are able to demonstrate that the child is clothed, fed, in a loving environment, and not in any danger?
Yeah.
I mean, the last I checked, there's public school, right? I mean, we still have public school that's paid for by our taxes to teach our children things, right? I mean, supposedly that's what it's for.
I mean, if you could see some of the whew, if you could see some of the shit we see in the inbox on the main page, you would question the intelligence of some of these people. Seriously, with the way texting and writing, and how the fuck did they get an education and get out of high school? Is my question.
Because
but
they were
even-
passed along to the next person to deal with.
But for the state to try and intervene and interdict,
They have already. They've already taken the kid away. The kid's away.
what's I'm saying? For them to do that is fucking asinine. There's no reason for it. Other than the state wants to be involved with shit, and it's more of the state saying, we know better than you. Who the fuck writes these laws? Parentless kids? Or kidless parents? Or kidless individuals? However you want to fucking phrase it at this point.
I'm not familiar with Oregon, but what I am familiar with, for the state to take away your child, there needs to be abuse, neglect, or abandonment.
Or, I think...
That's the general theme of across 50 states. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's
Um,
my state as well. That's the standards here.
Yeah, no. I'm not sure. I know that if I'm not sure because like I've got a friend who she lost custody of her 3 children. Like young children. They were taken away by the state. And I'm not sure why. I never got the reason why. All I know is that, like, I had literally, I just met her, a couple months before this. And she was like, I need you to write me a letter of recommendation saying that I'm a good mom. And I was like, I would love to, but I don't know you well enough. It would almost be like a perjury on my part. No, I'm not gonna fucking do that. But yeah, she lost her fucking kids, and I said, I have no idea why. Like they were fucking clothed when I'd seen them once, and they were clothed. They weren't like cowering down in fear anytime she was around them. Like they genuinely wanted to be around her. They weren't fucking starving, so I don't know. Like they weren't dirty, so I'm not sure why her kids were taken from her.
I don't know the specifics about that one.
Yeah,
it's horrible. As a parent, my wife got custody of our daughter, but that was the court, and that was my wife and I coming to a legal, contractually binding agreement. This is so, as Great Cloud said, it's the state intervened because they wanted to. I mean, there was no point to it. They were happy, they were healthy, they were in a loving household, And I don't see what I mean, I could literally be, all I do is make clay bricks for a living, and that's all I can do with my mental capacity. But if that's all I can do with my mental capacity, then I should not be allowed to have kids if I wanted to, even if I'm a good, loving father, husband, etc. That's the precedent that's being set here in Oregon. Doesn't matter how smart or dumb you are. It doesn't matter if you love your kids or you care for them or treat them right. Nope, you got to be fucking intelligent. You have to be a certain intelligence to have children and raise them. Meanwhile, we have the same parents on the other side of the country that in my neck of the woods that are letting their kids play with fireworks at 3 years old, setting off M80s in their hands and shit like that. So, I hate my mind.
No, it's a touchy subject, because I'm a firm believer that you need to pass, a common sense test in order to breed. Like that's what I believe. But at the same time, like I don't know, like that's why I said, common sense, not intelligence. Like if you're unable to remember that your fucking kid is in the backseat of the car, you don't get to be a parent.
Yeah.
You know? But if you're going to, like, parent your kid and, like, I don't know, love them and provide for them as best you can, then what does intelligence have to do with that? You know? I don't know. Like, but it, were the parents on any sort of like social welfare or like government assistance?
Yeah. The father, I think it was the father that was on the he had Social Security because he had a mental disability. His was he was classified as a mental disability. It didn't say anything about the mother on that note, but I'm going back to it now and looking.
Oh, sorry, I'm so tired.
Yeah. The father had financial aid through Social Security and supplemental security income program due to the mental disability he was diagnosed with. So, I mean, you can test intelligence, you can't test common sense until someone actually screws up.
Yeah.
And the other thing that pisses me off is the alleged. There's no, I can allege, Gray Cloud, you know, that your hat is green, you know, and I can allege that my microphone is, I don't know, halfway up my ass sometimes. But if I don't have picture or video, where the fuck's the proof? This is, he said, she said bullshit with jerking kids away from parents. That's what pisses me off the most about it, more than anything. Even more than the intelligence test. Instincts to be a mother.
Do what?
That's the other. Yeah, instincts to be a mother. Who the fuck has instincts to be a mother with their? I mean, of course, your own mom, because they've been there, done that. But who the fuck has instincts to be a mother with their own, with their firstborn or something like that?
You'd be surprised.
You're learning.
I think motherly instincts. It's almost like, especially for women. I think that starts off at a very, very young age with dolls. And then especially if you are an older sister to younger siblings, you are like, those motherly instincts are instilled into you. Like, I say instincts, but like these motherly behaviors, there we go, are like instilled into you at a young age. I'm fucking a prime example of that. I am not a mother. However, I fucking helped raise my younger brother and my little sister, who is only 13 months younger than me, mind you. Like, to the point where, you know, if they got injured, I would administer first aid and would fucking set them up straight. And then I would contact my mother, who is a pediatric advice nurse, and be like, okay, so this is what I did. Like, you know, hey, my sister sprained her ankle, I think, you know, and she was fucking running. She tripped, and now she says her ankle hurts. It's not deformed, so it's not broken. Like, it doesn't look broken, but it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of swollen. But, you know, I gave her some Advil. I propped her leg up on some pillows. I wrapped it with an ACE wrap, and there's ice on it. Is there anything else I need to do? No, you're good. Okay. You know, just... Or, you know, but then, and then it goes into, like, you know, your teenage years when you start babysitting, you know, and, like, you know, I was fucking 14 years old babysitting newborns. And, like, I could, you know, I fucking knew what to do. Like, if they were crying, like, okay, they're either, like, especially if they're fucking newborns, they're either hungry or they have a dirty diaper or they're gassy or they just want to be held. Either way, I'm going to fucking hold you. So let's fucking, all right, check the diaper. No. Okay. Let's try some food now.
The sniff test.
Huh?
The sniff test.
Oh, no. We're not bringing up that. Nope. Not
No.
bringing up that test.
No, you just do a quick little check, like a little, like, peep, like,
Nope. Been there, done that.
Close if it's good enough.
That's all you got to do. You know, but, like, I think motherly instincts, they can be taught. So I don't know if she was just never given that opportunity or she just never picked up on them. But especially if you have multiple children, I want to say, like, you know, eventually, like, everyone's going to fucking pick up on it. But I fucking understand that not everyone does. And I get that. And it's a hard concept for me not to want to, I guess, lump everyone together and be like, no, they'll fucking catch on, because I know people fucking won't, which is why, you know, in Arizona, we've had 2 infants within the last, like, within as many weeks die in a fucking hot car because their fucking mother left them in the car. In Arizona, in Phoenix, in like high triple degree weather, because fucking reasons, you know, like, I don't know. Like, I guess
think,
it's just.
I think the only good thing to come out of this article is that they still get to see their children. They have supervised visitations.
That's good.
Which, then with CPS there, and even with this, I can't tell if it's a private organization or a public one, but with this company that their manager is at, CPS will either make the call and provide something solid, because as of right now with the allegations, that's just where's the proof?
I think,
you know?
I think though, especially with the supervised visits, that definitely works for them in their favor though, because what they can do is then go, like, you know, appeal it and be like, hey, we've had X amount of supervised visits. Here's the notes from fucking all of them. And they say that we're good to go. So can we have our fucking kids back? Thanks. But I agree, Pookie. I don't want to say natural selection, but natural selection.
So here, in this, I want to tie this back here in a second. Look how much power the government and the state has at that point.
Yes.
An allegation. What happened to burden of proof or preponderance of evidence to show that this is bad?
There is none.
Exactly.
There is,
so again, an allegation the state can come in and do whatever the hell they want, for the good of whatever. So let me tie this back to our current military and the way things apparently are going. What if the command, or it came down from the higher echelons at the Pentagon, saying that you can't have kids unless you can provide X, Y, Z, or your ASVAB score is above X, Y, or Z? Could that happen in the military?
That would be okay. So initially that would go into effect, but the harsh reality is that'd be discriminatory. Like if this family got a lawyer, and they did, and this happened in the military, and they got a lawyer, they got a constitutional lawyer, someone.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing is discrimination, because they'd look at the past where people with GT scores or ASVAB scores or whatever that are abysmal have kids, and then that this couple couldn't because they didn't meet this certain standard. Well, why was this allowed but not this allowed? And grandfathering won't be considered the grandfathering rule, like the magazine ban in California, for an example. But the grandfathering rule wouldn't be considerable because it'd be unconstitutional. You can't deny someone something that is a biological right unless there's a valid reason, like, oh, I can't have kids because I got a vasectomy, or, you know, my dick is chopped off and I'm a eunuch.
Yeah.
You know?
It's well, no, because they do sterilize people with mental handicaps. Like, believe it or not.
Really?
Yes, they do.
I did not know that. That is horrific. At the same time, I can understand, but that's horrific.
Yeah. You know, it's one of the things that they used to do, and I think it's still common practice. I'm not 100% sure, but people with Downs, and I want to say it still happens because I seem to remember doing a hysterectomy on a teenager not that long ago, actually, who had Down syndrome. And she had just started menstruating, and her parents said, take it out. Or like if they have a severe like mental like retardation, if they are severely mentally unstable and just, you know, can't get past like the mental capability of a toddler when it comes to puberty, they can't process that, you know, they can't understand, especially for females. Like, you think about it, like, even, you know, those of us with the sound mind, waking up one day and all of a sudden there's fucking blood on the bed and you're like, what the fuck just happened, you know? And it's kind of like, you know it's coming, but you don't expect it to be like that much. And you're like, I'm gonna fucking die, you know? Or, you know, I was at school and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Like, I was at school when I got mine. And, you know, I'm not fucking retarded.
Okay.
But, you know, and so going through puberty with a mental handicap, it can be traumatizing, because someone who is not of sound mind, who doesn't understand what's happening to them, all of a sudden now they're bleeding, and they know bleeding is bad. And they know if bleeding is happening to get help. Like, that's as far as they can comprehend. Some of these people, that's it. That's all they can fucking understand. So then it's, okay, well, what do we do now that they're reaching puberty? Let's take out the uterus.
You're talking about the Ashley treatment. I love Google. Ashley treatment. But this is a double-edged sword. The Ashley treatment may benefit future patients. Interventions at the request of parents and guidance from a physician included a hysterectomy and surgical removal of the breast buds of the mentally and physically disabled child. However, as of January 2011, discussions have been underway, and some have already completed, regarding compensation for the victims of forced sterilization.
I just read that same article.
Ew, this is. I don't know how to call it that one, but Jesus Christ, I don't even know how I would explain that to someone. Like, if my daughter developed Down syndrome when she hit like 11, 12, 13, started going through puberty.
How would you explain that to her? And like on the level that she could comprehend that this is going to happen to her every single month, sometimes twice a month, for the rest of her life until she's in her late 40s, early 50s. How do you explain that to them? To where they understand and are able to comprehend, like, oh, okay, so if I have sex now, I can have a kid when I have the mental capability of a child. So, like, and that's why I said, like, it's a very touchy, it is a very, very touchy subject. And, you know, like, when we have done them, and again, because I have done hysterectomies on teenagers who have, you know, mental health issues. You know, we leave the ovaries in there because that's how they're getting their estrogen. Because if we take the ovaries, they're going into menopause, and that's like a whole nother can of worms. Again, how do you fucking explain that to someone to where they understand, like, oh, hey, randomly you're just gonna feel super hot. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're gonna sweat your ass off, but just breathe through it, I guess. I don't know. You know, like, how do you explain that to someone? who
We're just talking about a lot of things that don't have easy answers tonight.
right?
Oh man. Jesus.
So yeah, yeah, that was, and but yeah, no, it was. I know definitely it was hugely prevalent, especially in like 1900s. If you got admitted into like a psych asylum, freaking, you would get sterilized, male
Yeah,
and female.
I was just reading that. That's.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yup. Freaking, that is one thing I'm very glad I've never had to go through. Like, fucking asylums. Like, especially back in the day, dude, fuck those places.
There ain't
God,
no one flies over the cuckoo's nest shit going on anymore, but that shit's fucked up.
Yeah. Like, ugh. Exactly, Pookie. The sanitariums. That's what they're fucking called.
Nothing sanitary about them.
No, they're not. They're oh, no wonder so many are fucking haunted. Dude, fuck.
No, we're not even crossing that bridge. Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
Oh no, let's do it.
Let's talk about the Stanley Hotel.
No.
Oh no, nope.
No. Okay, Jay, no. Let's go. Come on.
Oh no.
Yes.
Don't make me do it. I'm a highly superstitious motherfucker.
No,
Don't make me do this.
Dude, I'm a witch, so let's go. I want to know what you believe.
Okay. Oh, what do I believe? We talking religiously or supernaturally?
Supernatural.
I take it. Okay, there's shit that you've seen that you can't explain,
Yes.
and everything has an explanation, and that's what freaks me the fuck. Like my worst, like I can't get it out of my head. I know they're just fucking stories, because people make them up and show they're making them up. But the fucking like the Navajo skinwalkers to fucking flesh gates to fucking ghosts to fucking fallen angels and demons. It's all fucking drives me fucking just. I'm surfing paranormal boards on the internet. I'm like, I'll just read one or two. My wife's sitting there at 3 a.m. Go the fuck to sleep. I can't. I can't. Like, if I hear... Y'all seen Insidious, right? The movie?
No, I don't watch scary movies.
Okay.
Because I fucking believe in all that shit, son.
Okay.
I've seen some of it. I don't know.
And whatever that fucking instrument they use to make those really high pitched that really high pitched violin sort of noise they make in the beginning.
Sure.
Man, no, I'm fucking done. Nope, anything fucking demonic and it's too much shit that can't be explained, and then that shit pops up. And you're like, fuck, man.
You know, you would love this one show.
What show?
That I am kind of obsessed with. It's on the Travel Channel.
Okay.
And it's called The Dead Files.
You have... First you have my attention, but now you've got me interested.
Yes.
Ooh, Dead Files. I'm looking it up now.
Yeah. And the reason why... I like this because, one, they use a physical medium instead of just like a psychic medium. It's fucking stuff in there. People who believe the earth is flat all around the world. Read that sentence again slowly. But no, so there's this chick named Amy, and she's one of the hosts. And then there's a guy, what's the detective's name?
Steve DeShivi.
There it is. Amy and Steve. And so Steve is a former Marine / retired NYPD detective, like homicide detective. And he does all he's the one who conducts like interviews and stuff and talks to the people and goes to the library and does like history on the property and whatnot and of the area, and like he goes around collecting all the like physical data and facts and shit, right? Completely separate from Amy. all Amy does is do a walk through, like a walk around the location. And she's she's able to like pick up on shit and like see things and like and then sometimes she'll like meet with a sketch artist and like draw out some of the shit that she's fucking seen. And or she'll have sketches done of like people she's encountered on her fucking walkthroughs. And then at the end of the show, like the last like 15-20 minutes of it, it's like the reveal or whatever. Oh, I love this show. And it's Amy and Steve, and they're talking with the people who asked them to come out, like, hey, something weird's going on. Please, like, see what it is. And sometimes it's like deceased family members who still haven't passed on. And so Amy will be talking about them, and Steve's like, hey, it sounds a lot like, your fucking dad or whatever. And Amy's like, oh yeah, no, I had a sketch done. And then they show the fucking like comparison picture, like side by side, and you're like, oh my God. I love it. I think you will too. Because dude, some of the shit she fucking sees though, oh my God, dude, fuck that. Like, she's had these sketch artists draw some like demonic shit.
Fuck that. No, fuck. Just turn me off. I think the worst thing is like I'm a fucking crypto hound. Like, I love cryptozoology and all the fucking animals and shit. Bigfoots and Loch Ness and all that fucking blah blah blah. But the really like I said earlier, Fleshgates and Skinwalkers, those are the ones that freak me the fuck out. Like, no. Oh, Satanism is great. I should try it. I think I will try worshiping myself, Amy. I definitely will. I just got to remove a few ribs first, and then I'll be right on that. Mink saw what I did there.
Great.
Whenever my wife and I go somewhere, she does research on the hotel. It's like, oh, hell no, this place was on such and such haunted show. I'm like, location is awesome, though. True that, Stefan. True that.
I mean, no, it's true. Like, like freaking Grey Cloud said, the Stanley Hotel. You won't catch me in there. No, thank you.
Okay,
no.
I gotta Google that 'cause it sounds so freaking familiar.
You've never heard of the Stanley Hotel?
No, I probably know about it. And
The
is that The
hotel's where they
Shining?
filmed The Shining.
Yeah, that's where it was. That's why it sounds.
Well,
so familiar.
but then it's also where Stephen King like stayed the night and got inspiration for the book.
Yeah,
Is because of that fucking
It's
place.
a tourist town
my
called Estes Park, where I'm from in Colorado.
Okay, I just looked up their website, and the beginning video thing they're showing, it's a nice little pristine video of the hotel, and then the light fucking changes in the slowest go fuck yourself manner of you're gonna die here, bitch.
Hey, don't get me wrong. From the outside, when you're walking through Estes Park and whatnot, it's gorgeous. It looks fantastic. They've got there's a Stanley Museum there in the town that you can learn about and whatnot, and then you learn about some nuances of the hotel. I have never set foot in that hotel, and nor do I ever plan on it.
You need to come out to California to the Winchester Mansion.
No.
Yes.
That's just as bad.
No, it's not. I've gone through that house many times. Like, yeah, sometimes I feel like something's watching me, but I haven't seen anything, and it's just the architecture is gorgeous. 1, 2, Sarah, I'm pretty sure was kind of, touched in the head. Yes, you're right, Pookie. I have threatened to shave you. It's because I said shave, not like conjure up something to make your hair fall out. But yeah, KJ, Google, look up the Winchester Mansion.
I'm looking at it now. I'm down. I'll do it. I'll do the Friday the 13th flashlight tour.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
They do a Halloween one too at night.
Bro, candlelit. Oh my God, yes. Let's do it. Like, I would do that before I would do the Stanley, because, fucking Stephen King's a fucked up individual. Yeah, no. Redbone likes ghost stories. Oh man, don't get me started, Red. I'll freak myself out tonight. I won't go to sleep.
That's what coffee's for.
Right. Oh, I'm gonna
Rip
sleep
it,
like
bruh.
I'm gonna sleep like a fucking baby tonight. I'm so ready. For real. I'm 31 years old. I sleep in a big ass fucking t-shirt with a teddy bear named Honey Bear.
I'm the kind of guy that will get off of this and immediately I'll go on my Xbox. Be like, oh, I'll just play I have the Evil Within. I'll play an hour of it. I'll see how it is. I couldn't even last 15 minutes in the fucking Evil Within. Couldn't even last 15 minutes on Resident Evil. I don't know.
I never played any of those games, so no, legit. I'm so my imagination is so fantastical that yes, I know what I said. I can't fucking watch scary movies because I'm like, oh my god, when fucking Sixth Sense came out. And the room got cold. Anytime the goddamn room would get cold for no fucking reason, I'm like, a ghost.
I will find you and I will send you a link for that sound from Insidious I was talking about. I'll send it to you tomorrow during the daytime, early morning.
I don't want it.
Oh,
I know,
man.
because I like the violin. Don't ruin it for me.
It's not a violin. It's not a violin. It's this really cool circular device with these metal poles that are all different lengths, and they use a bow to play it. But that's how they make all those creepy really sharp sounds and shit like that sound completely where it's shit. It's fucking nuts. But that's what it is, just really fast scratching it. It chills up my spine. My wife screwed me over a couple months ago. Yeah, a couple months ago, just before we got married, and played that while I thought I was alone in the house. Yeah, lock and load, man. I was ready to go.
Right.
Just hunkered down in a corner, just with a 30-30. Okay, bring it, motherfucker. I got you now, Satan.
What, are you sweeping the house with a lever action?
Maybe. You don't know. But no.
I may not have a cowboy fetish. I may not think I'm on the next Doc Holliday or something.
Lord.
No, but KJ, you need to watch just a few episodes of the Dead Files. You need to.
I will watch them before next week's show.
Okay.
And I'll talk to you about it then when I've slept about an hour or two.
Right.
Yeah.
God, it's on Saturday nights too. On the Travel Channel.
Oh, how convenient! I work Saturdays. That's so nice.
Well, I mean,
for now.
I don't know what to tell you. Fucking YouTube or I'm sure they've got a fucking app. I don't know.
On demand.
That too. And fucking record that shit. Watch it during the day if you fucking have to, because it fucks you up because it comes on at night and oh my god, I'm so bad. So I was in Germany, right, and this is when I started watching the shows because I was bored and they didn't have Netflix, so we had to risk infecting our fucking computer with AIDS in order to watch anything. And I forget what fucking website it was that you could watch literally any show you could fucking think of.
Foot Locker?
Well, but no, it had Put Locker on there. It would have all these different links. So, you'd go to an episode and be like, okay, this is the episode I want. Let's try this one. It's just a website that grouped them all together. But yeah, no. So, I would do, Dead Files marathons at night because I apparently hate myself. And then I'd be like, oh, let's try to sleep now. Because I'm a fucking idiot.
I forgot what I used to watch all the time. It'll come back to me just before I go to bed, and I'll be like, oh, I got to text Minx about it.
What's the name of the show? This show is Tied Up Tuesday, or the one I'm talking about. The show I'm talking about is The Dead Files. Here, I'll type it out in case no one can understand me.
I'm actually glad you like said that, and I thought you were like going to say like supernatural, and I was just going to throw my computer out the window. Like I'm
I hear
not
they're
watching
bringing
Sam
back
and Dean
Firefly.
again.
No, I'm still working on getting into Supernatural. Everyone tells
Good
me like,
luck.
"Oh, you need to watch it," and I'm like, "All right, I'll get around to it." I don't know. But freaking that one, they've got a new scary movie out. What's it called? Like Wish Upon or whatever.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, it only got like 17%, like on Rotten Apples or Tomatoes. That one, Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh God.
Yeah, apparently it was
It-
terrible.
Oh.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
Potato, padildo.
Wish Upon. What is
Tomatoes.
Wish Upon about?
It's like a Pandora's box almost. Where like you ask this box to fucking, or I don't
Seven
know.
wishes.
I don't fucking know.
I have the description right here.
It-
17-year-old daughter Claire, Jonathan Shannon gives his daughter Claire an old music box that promises to grant its owner 7 wishes. Skeptical at first, Claire becomes seduced by its dark powers when her life starts to radically improve with each wish. This sounds like Aladdin's genie just went off the deep end.
Right?
That would be the only time I would approve, like, you know, when they like they've put in deceased actors into movies. That would be the only time I would approve Robin Williams' voice in a movie. What would be your wish, Claire? Oh God.
Right. So
Now I'm gonna go watch Aladdin before I go to bed, just so I can calm down from all the horror crap.
Right. Friggin'. Well, it's that time in the show to do some house cleaning or keeping, you know, whatever. So, everyone new on Mixer 1, thank you for all the new follows. I think we got, at least 5, 6, possibly 10 tonight. Fucking thanks, you guys. I know normally, you know, some people like to shout it out as it happens, but we were having some good discussions, so sorry. Maybe. So as you know, we have a show every single night, and it starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And tonight is Tied Up Tuesday with myself, Minx, and my lovely co-hosts, Gray Cloud and KJ. You guys are so handsome.
Well, thank you.
You bearded fucks. And tomorrow we've got WTF Wednesday with Jim Beam, Pookie, and KJ. And tomorrow you guys have guests. You have Mike Davis and Bruce Stortz from Project Healing Waters Fly Fishing. And then Thursday we have Sergeant's Time, and for all the civilians in Mixer, Sergeant's Time is put on by our active duty personnel, and that includes Ice, Gray Cloud, Mike Golf, and Doc Madness. So, okay, I say put on by our active duty. Only one of them is active duty still, but that's okay. And they have a guest as well. They have Bobby Henline from Bravo 748. On Friday, it's myself and Mud Puppy. And KJ, you're joining us on Friday as well.
Yes, I am.
And we have Maria Martinez from, Cochise. I think that's it, Serving Veterans. And then our Saturday show is Saturday Night Savagery with Jay Reddy and Pookie. Sunday, we have a very 420 friendly show called The Green Room, and it's put on by our stoners, Jason and Charlie. Monday is the Monday edition with Ice and Cuffs. And yeah, that brings us back to Tuesday. Next Friday, the 11th, we have Drill Sergeant High from Angry Cops is coming back on. And not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that, the 16th, we have Jason Redman from Combat Wounded Coalition coming on. And then the 18th of August, we have Garrett Goodwin from American Heroes and Camp Thrive. So, yeah, those are some upcoming guests in our show schedule. So, it's good.
Should be a good week.
Right? Sounds like it's going to be.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. I'm excited for Drill Sergeant High. I've never spoken to him, but I hear he's a funny dude.
I'm gonna fangirl a little bit that day.
Jeez.
I mean, you know, it happens.
I'll get a shirt that says High's #1 fan.
Oh my God, do it.
I will now. I will. I'll even do it in Sharpie. You know, like traditional fangirling.
Oh my God. Oh, Pookie, it's Cochise, but it's Cochise.
Chase.
All right, Cochise.
Cochise.
I don't know.
I win. I know how to fucking I never did Hooked on Phonics, but you know.
Well, that's
Whatever.
important.
I did, right? I should probably do that. I know I'm like, 31, but I should probably do like Hooked on Phonics because I have a hard time. Fucking, I can read it and it sounds right in my head, but then when it comes out, I'm like, no, this is wrong.
Venezuela.
Yes,
That's it.
prime example right there. What? Nope, not even gonna try.
Okay, cool. You can listen to us on Mixer at WTF Nation Radio. You can listen to us on Facebook Live when we're broadcasting. Tune it in as well.
Yep, and YouTube.
And YouTube.
Yes. So.
And I'm sorry you're a Raiders fan, Redbone.
What? I was gonna say, Gray Cloud's a Broncos fan. Oh lordy.
Yep. He's dug at me twice about that tonight. It's all good.
Raider Nation, dude. No, now I can't. I don't know if I can even associate myself with you anymore, Redbone.
Oh.
I'm a
It's all about the Patriots.
No, all right. You just shut the fuck up. Just stop. Ugh, God. Like, honestly, like, Patriots, I wouldn't give a shit about the Patriots if it weren't for their fucking fans. Good God, they are the worst. They're like fucking Alabama fans.
Oh God, don't bring up the Roll Tide, please.
Oh.
For the love of Jesus, don't.
No.
No, don't you dare.
No, you fucking brought this on yourself, young man.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, I am from New York and I root for the Patriots. All right, I am not just a diehard Southie. Hey, let's go and let me get my khakis. Sort of fan. I'm cool. I'm relaxed.
So if you're
Brady did nothing wrong.
if you're yeah, okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Everyone knows he fucking did. But he's, he's the league's pretty boy. So I don't know, he gets away with it, I guess. I don't know. But no. No, so I never really got into we got 3 minutes. So, and I'm so excited. Football season is about to start up here shortly. Like the regular season kicks off in just over a month. And I'm so ready. I'm so fucking ready for football. Oh, I'm so ready.
Oh, I can't wait for my team to go back to the Super Bowl. I'm just
Oh,
counting down
God.
the days.
Lord.
Shut up.
I want something new to happen. That's my
You
issue.
sound like a fucking Bama fan. I swear. And okay, so I'm from California, right? I never really gave a shit about college football because no one in California really does. It's not a big thing. I didn't become a college fan until I moved to Texas. Well, Texas. And I got out of the Army and I moved to College Station, which that's where Texas A&M is. So I was like, I guess I'll be their fan because I fucking live here. And I haven't stopped. So I like A&M. I like their colors. I look good in maroon. I don't know. I like A&M. That's where I want to go to nursing school. So, but yeah. So my two favorite college teams are A&M and whoever is playing Alabama. True story. And I get it, Alabama, we're in the same fucking conference. We're in the SEC. I can't stand, and it's nothing against actual Alabama. It's just they're fucking fans. God, we fucking get it. Roll Tide. We get it.
Have you heard the new radio commercial?
Go on.
Oh my God. So University of Alabama is offering online degrees, and it is so aggravating. Because I spend all my day in a truck. So I'm sitting there listening to radio. It's like, hey, you know what else is the color of success?
Crimson.
And you look great in crimson. Just crimson would just look great on you and just boast. Because the University of Alabama degrees everywhere. Oh, everywhere? Everywhere. Germany? Yeah. Austria? Yeah. Fucking Wonderland? Yeah. It's the most obnoxious commercial I've ever fucking heard for college.
Did you just say fucking Wonderland?
It's like fucking Narnia on the goddamn ship.
Do you need me to bring Narnia back?
No. You leave Narnia out of this. Dick. Oh my God. And with that, we've now come full circle. You guys are fucking... I've had such a good time with you guys tonight.
It's a good time.
It was.
Oh, bye.
So, all right, you guys, that's it for us. All right, okay, Pookie. Okay, so so I have to put this out. My number 2 team, NFL wise, is the Steelers, simply because I'm not a bandwagon Steelers fan. My stepdad was born and raised in Pittsburgh and has been my stepdad since I was 6. So
there you go.
I fucking grew up watching them. So they're my number 2 team. Number 1 is Niners because obviously, obvious. I had 2 choices, either Niners or Raiders, and I'm not a drug dealer or a murderer or a criminal.
Jesus. Go on. What else aren't you?
No. That's all Raiders fans is right there. It's true. Have you gone to any of their fucking games? Mike Golf almost got killed because he was wearing an Army shirt that was black and yellow. And who were the Raiders playing that day? Oh wait, Pittsburgh. So all the Raiders fans thought they were rooting for Pittsburgh when it's like, no, this is a fucking Army shirt, dude. Chill the fuck out. You read. But because it was black and yellow, apparently they had to die. I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's fucking true, though, Redbone, and you fucking know it. God, I'm not wrong on this. And now we've gone.
Hey, Redbone, she was calling you a criminal and a drug dealer. And she said you ain't got no nipples. This is all it's getting real bad real quick.
She said you ain't got no nipples. No, she wasn't ready. Oh my God. All right, we're going to go.
Night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Have a good rest of your week. I'll see you guys on Friday.